Greetings and welcome to Winning Saturday Night with special guest host Shelly, talking trash and truths.
Hey, everybody. What's up?
Welcome to the show. First, let me start by thanking all of those YouTube Winner Circle members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Your support means everything, and you help keep things going. And a special thanks to Shelly and Wolfram, who also support us over on Rumble. We are, of course, broadcasting live on Rumble X and YouTube. And off we go. I hope you are all living and doing well. Hey, Pothead Kenny's here. I'm sitting in Kentucky on the phone, watching on the big screen. Yepers, humanitarian Trump supporter. Welcome to the show, Kenny. How you doing, man? Wolfram, what's up? Thank you for dropping these links. Remember to listen to the Wolf when you're here. He's the number one mod in the house. He makes it all happen. He wipes his paws, loops it in house, and he is here. And there, also make sure that you check out Shelly's channel on Rumble, YouTube, and X, and subscribe to her for weekly shows. She does weekly shows and has a lot of fun over there. And Wolfram says hi, Shelly.
Hi, Wolfram. Hi, Pothead. Hi, June. Who else is here?
People are
You're
rolling
here,
in
say
as
hi.
we speak. They're rolling in as we speak.
All right. Heidi. Happy
There's Heidi.
Saturday,
How you doing,
everybody.
Heidi? Happy Saturday. Good to see you. Good to see you, Heidi. All right. Remember, if you hadn't had a chance yet, I think most people here have, but if you haven't, watch Line in the Sand. You can watch it on YouTube, Rumble X. You can watch Rumble and X. YouTube and X. You can watch the full stream that I did with the extra documentary, the U.S. border, southern border invasion route by Muckraker. That's additional in there as well. Is some upfront news about Trinidad, Aragua invading more apartment complexes. It seems to be their thing. That whole stream is still up on Winning Surreality and on the X channel. And there's also a link to BitChute where you can watch the documentary just by itself. You can share that one with friends who may be on the fence. You might just change their mind, and that'd be a great thing. It really does help. But yeah, those links are out there, and thank you for being here. We're off and rolling on this Saturday night. Shelly and I were up early today watching WWE in Saudi Arabia. That was fun. We had a good time with that.
Hell yeah.
And then we went and took naps, and now we're back. So we're ready to hang out and have a great Saturday night with you. This is Winning Saturday Night. This is our laid back show. Basically, what we do here is we just kind of chill out and we watch some good news of the week. We watch some cool things. We look at some cool things, and we watch funny videos. And we're gonna bring back an old segment tonight that I started a long time ago. One of the first, actually probably the first on the scene to do this stuff, and that is songs about you. Right? I started that way back before anybody else, so I haven't done it in a long time. So I'm gonna bring it back tonight, and we're gonna listen to some tunes there at the end.
Sweet.
That's our Jam On Out sequence as well, our segment as well there at the end. So that's how we do it here. If you're new, you watched too. All right. Did you watch the pay-per-view today? It was fun.
So good.
Supernatural Crime with Nikki. How you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. How you been? Cool Gamer's here. Cool Gamer. Let's T-Rex Trucking and more. He's here.
T-Rex.
Yes. And by the way, just a reminder, we will be doing election night coverage next Tuesday. We'll be starting in the evening before the polls close, and we'll be going throughout the night until they hopefully have a winner. And the way that it's working right now, I think that hopefully we will have a winner on election night. Even though they say we're going to keep counting, it's going to take us a long time. I think if we're so far ahead, they can't deny who won, right? So we're hoping for that. I hope you guys all got out and vote. Hello, Suzanne with the new name. How you doing?
Suzanne.
Good to see you. I hope you guys have all had a chance to go out and vote early. And if not, that you'll be making plans to vote on Tuesday. So important. We can get this popular vote, man. We can start weeding out this corruption. And some of the greatest news came out just over the last 24 hours or so.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Did. I have to pull it up and make sure I have it. So
Jeez.
right.
Memento.
What's over here?
How you doing, honey? Hope you're feeling well.
Memento, what's up? How you doing? How you doing? Let's see, 2024. Nope.
T-Rex will personally be keeping an eye on the Senate. Good.
Oh, good.
You let us know how that goes. Elephants.
All right. So here is the big story out tonight. We got to break it with a big story here. This one hits close to home. Let me make sure I got this screen up here. Very close to home. Some of the best news, and we have a segment called Good News, but we haven't started that yet. But as everybody rolls in, hey Elephant, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm a little disorganized tonight, but we'll get there. I did manage.
And I just woke up, so
we'll be sliding in sideways. But that's the beauty of winning Saturday night. We are just super chilling, laid back, having a good time. But in case you haven't heard, this is groundbreaking. This is amazing. Elon Musk has offered Ron Paul a role in the Department of Government Efficiency, and Ron Paul is interested.
It's happening.
Mm-hmm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
It's happening. So everybody's really, very, very excited about this because Ron Paul does deserve a chance to be part of the administration and do some of the things he always wanted to do, but the establishment stopped him from getting in. And this is an excellent opportunity for him to be able to keep the Constitution in the front and make sure that we make the kind of constitutional changes we need. This is a coalition like no other. Jacob Castro, what's up? How you doing, my friend? We're super excited about this.
Castro
jumping out of their skin about this. Libertarians, this is not a drill. I asked Grok. Grok's the AI for X. I asked him, I was like, using this headline right here, Elon has offered Ron Paul a role in the Department of Government Efficiency. As it made me a thumbnail that expresses this headline, right? And it came up with this. Yeah. So I said, imagine Ron Paul and Elon Musk combined tackling waste at the Department of Government Efficiency. Grok did. Grok just put them both together somehow. And it really doesn't have an idea of what Ron Paul looks like. That's what I've learned. Kim's Corners. Kim's Creation. I always want to say Kim's Corners. Kim's Creations. How you doing?
Hey, Kim.
I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you for being here. Yep. And then Elon put this out. If you guys remember, we watched The Office Space. What a classic movie. What would you say you do here? Yeah, that's the two people I want saying that. That's awesome. Very exciting. Very exciting. Everybody's excited about it. Gary Franchi.
Slidey Pie.
Hey, Slidey Pie, how you doing over there on Rumble? Hold it down. Jacob Castro. Yep, the Bob's in Office Space. Exactly. And Gary Franchi, who was just on from the Next News Network, was so excited about his intro that he went and found the video of Amy Allen's Ron Paul Revolution song. And I love that song. Yeah, he went and he upscaled it. So now it's much better than the old version of it. And so I downloaded a new copy of it myself. So he actually shot me a text and let me know he knew he had done that. So that was awesome. Nice. And by the way, breaking news. I'm breaking it right here. I got the inside scoop, y'all. Gary Franchi is working on getting Ron Paul on. So he's going to hopefully have Ron Paul on his show very soon to discuss this great breaking news. It is so awesome. And by the way, I put out some news today. I thought it's a good time to start talking about this. It's true. Kamala Harris and the corrupt DNC has given every indication they will not participate in a peaceful transfer of power when she loses. And I think it's time to start talking about that. So I'll let some people know. And hopefully, if you agree, you'll reshare that and give it a heart over there on X. But yeah, it really is. I mean, they always want to talk about how Trump's going to do this and Trump's going to do that. They're the ones giving out the indication that they're not going to do this peacefully. Oh, we have lawyers lined up. We got all kinds of devious, maniacal plans to stop them from getting in office. And right? They act like that's normal. But then they turn around and they say that, Trump, who has absolutely no plans but just to win, is going to do something. And it's ridiculous. So we have to start calling them out on their game, because what they're trying to do is prime everybody for what they're about to do. So I hope some people out there hear this, that are have big voices and big reaches out there in the media world, hear this and start doing something. Again, more Ron Paul. This photo right here was big back in the day because it just showed how Ron Paul was on the outside. This one went around a lot when he was running for president. There you go, right there. But this Ron Paul has been fighting for decades. This is I love this. Why don't you ever give up? Because he never did. It's Ron Paul. Yeah, that touching. Some more great posts going on here. If we ended the Federal Reserve, what would you replace it with, Ron Paul? When you remove a cancerous tumor, what do you replace it with? Nothing. That's right. Yeah. They're not illegal firearms. They're just undocumented firearms trying to live in a sanctuary home. That's right. I put this out and said, this is my life right here. When you find out about Ron Paul and the Federal Reserve on the same night, I don't need sleep. I need answers.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And we are off and running. Okay.
Very nice. I'm excited for it because, he could use Ron Paul's steadiness, and Ron Paul could definitely use the power and the clout that he needs to be like, cut them. Because he's so entrenched in it, he's going to be able to hit the ground running.
Mm-hmm.
Big Bang is awesome. Yes, it is.
We have to win first. That's right. It's installed a new Fed chair, Ron Paul. Ron Paul's not a traditional banker, but he would do a great job in getting to the bottom of things. He'd finally get to audit the Fed. No, Ron Paul is not 1,000 years old, T-Rex. You're just
really no. And he's more of a like I said, I just woke up. Give me a minute.
I hope
he's not just a one-trick pony. It's not like he only knows about the efficiency. He's an actual facts doctor. So he can be an inside advisor to Robert Kennedy Jr. If he's thinking, I'm going to do this, you know what? Let me go run it by Ron Paul and see what he has to say. Maybe he sees something I don't. Maybe it's just a way to make it better. Because all he's doing is he's just inviting people who are the best at what they do. Instead of being the best at getting things for themselves, they're actually the best for this nation. And that's what Ron Paul brings. He brings a wealth of knowledge that nobody else is going to have.
Absolutely.
On multiple things. So
absolutely. And what he does is also he's gonna put the Constitution first, and so he's gonna be able to. He understands the philosophy of liberty. Lex, what's up? He understands the philosophy of liberty, and he will make sure the Constitution always is out in front. And that's what's important. That's what he could really add, and that will give it credibility. That it'll make it back to the system it's supposed to be, and that's what's going to be awesome about it. So thank you guys all that are out there on Rumble and X watching. I really appreciate you guys being there. And as we roll it on in here, I'm just kind of organizing.
Yeah, we just got to keep up the momentum. They're bringing if they bring Ron Paul, they bring the libertarians. And if you all know how they are, they're not getting off their ass for anybody but Ron Paul. They were not. They really weren't. They were like, nah, I'll sit it out. Let them fight it out, because they weren't going to do anything. You saw them at the rally. They were like, meh, boo. Yeah, we want all those things, but we don't want to elect you. But then you have no other way in. Now that they're putting Ron Paul in the mix, libertarians say, oh, okay. Well, if he's going with him, then I have to vote for him because it's the only way I'm going to get this dude in. And he's our main dude. He's the guru to these people, and for good reason, because he's got a lot of good answers. He wants to cut the fat. He wants to, get back to what the founding fathers, thought of this country, how they founded the country. And we've gotten so far afield of it. He's got a lot of work to do. But like I said, he's an invaluable resource. And he's going to be amazing with Elon, because Elon's got the push and the big mouth, and Ron has the know-how. So you put those two together, and this dream team just keeps getting dreamier and dreamier.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
but it's what
Amazing.
we need.
It is. This is the way it should be.
Mhm.
That's the other thing too. It really is the way it should be. And it really could get that a lot of things fixed fast when you have good people, uncorruptible people, and
Mhm.
they're doing the good work. You know, that's what we're all looking forward to right there. For
Well,
sure,
wouldn't it
for
be nice
sure.
to be able to trust people again, to
Yeah.
work in our best interest?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great. I mean, I haven't seen that in decades, but especially in the last, what, 4 years, 5 years? That's when they started sowing the discord. 5 years. What's the damn
Been a
thing?
long time. But
Yeah.
the one thing is that you know, that's when Ron Paul was running back in 2008, 2012. That's what we were trying to get people to understand, is like, this is what a real honest president looks like, that'll follow the Constitution. Don't you want that?
Mhm.
And that's when we started figuring out how much mind control was out there. We're like, whoa, there's a lot of people who don't even understand. I won't look at him because he's a Republican. I remember getting that all the time. I was like, you got to be kidding me, man. You know, that's when I started going into trying to educate people on the false left right paradigm, which Ron
Mhm.
Paul was the one to call out, and his famous speech called neocon, which I played here on the stream a long time ago. But yeah, that's how we did it, and that's what that whole run was about. That, and reintroducing the philosophy of liberty to a whole new generation. He understands that it's a
Mhm.
generational fix. He really does, because when he figured out the neocons had it locked down and he didn't have the money to compete with them, he started going to universities and just talking to college students, and just his speeches were epic. I've been looking for one of his college speeches where he just goes into the philosophy of liberty forever, and I have a hard time finding them. I'll find one day and I'll play it. But that education he gives, that's why he's on the Solution Culture Board. That's why he's on the Fifth Veil, because that philosophy of liberty woke so many people up. And I think the reason why we have so many young constitutionalists out there, and people that are coming of age now in their 20s, and so on, that are open and aware and awake of what's going on and resisting the establishment, is because Ron Paul was there in their college days, going, you know, into their 20s and 30s now. He was there in the college days explaining the philosophy of liberty. And they're like, yes, this is the way it should be. This is the world I thought I was living in, until all this Obama corruption and division came rolling in at me, you know, and people started acting weird and turning on each other. And then he was the answer. But we did, you know, it was the first steps into where we're at today. And that's something Gary and I were talking about too. It was the Ron Paul revolution and those early truth seekers that really helped open up to the world to where we are today, and enabled MAGA to be where it is.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, and all of them. You, like Ellie just said, I sincerely hope Trump gets in here and puts great people in positions, because you could tell last time he didn't know who to pick and who to listen to. And that's the thing. All these guys that he's bringing in, they have failed spectacularly in their personal lives, business lives, whatever, in the past, and yet succeeded. They all learned. They picked themselves up. They went forward. They learned from their mistakes. They got better and better and better. And this is his second term, and he doesn't have anything going ahead of that. So he can put all barrels forward and just keep going through and learn from, he's learned from where he was before, from the mistakes he made before. Same thing with Ron Paul. He's learned throughout his life, through experience, how to do things better. And that's what we need, because as a nation, we have failed spectacularly. We need to learn from them to pick ourselves back up and just learn from our mistakes and keep going forward and get better and better. These are the men for the job, not the people who just want to keep repeating the mistakes of the past that they see as their successes, because technically it is their success. That was their agenda. But for us, we're learning, and we're backing the people who know that experience makes you wiser. It makes you better. And they're willing to share that with us and make us benefit from it. I don't see how anybody could be against that. I really don't. It's like the perfect recipe. You got a little bit of a salty one over here. You got spicy over here. People like to be, but people now, they're so trained to be entertained. Like, you can't just expect to have a one-trick pony come out and be like, oh, yes, I'm going to do this and, vote for me because I'm honest. Unfortunately, the reality of people today, they don't care.
Thanks, Wolf.
They're like, yeah, but you're not flashy. You're not making me feel it. I'm not fit. They got to feel it.
Well, there's so many people tapping
now
out
they
too.
do. Huh?
So many people tap out too and just want someone else to do it for them. They just want to, goof off and there's a whole mentality out there. And we know a lot of that's mind control, and some of it's just like, it's just decadence, right? There's decadence, there's mind control, decadence, things like that are out there that have got people narrowed into their worldviews, and they really don't understand. And even a lot of people that are up there don't understand the full, they're still learning as they go. But if they have an open mind and they believe in the truth and they know the truth is the way, they'll eventually get there. And that's why we see so many people coming into the light and resisting the lies and the manipulation. The more they learn about it, the less they want it. And then they eventually just get rid of it. I wish there was more of a sense of urgency out in the YouTube world, especially in our realms, where, there's so many people just effing off, and it's like, but we'll save our country ourselves. We'll do it ourselves. The motivated, smart people, awake people are here. And that's what we do here. We're winning reality while we're about to sleeping through it. But, and we're making new friends every day and new connections all the time. And things are going great. And I'm looking forward to an awesome election coming up. But yeah, there's, if you look around, you can see, man, it's like there's literally streams that are nothing but like high school reanimated out there. Let's watch all the cool, sit there and be cool. And why we are out here, it's like, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And people will get sick of it eventually, especially when they realize that they can be part of the world. They can be doing things and to make a difference. And that's coming up. That's the future for us, where everybody can be involved and feel good about actually being creative in the world, right? Not just here in the digital space, but out there in the real world. The opportunities will be there for you to participate in really fundamentally awesome things that make the world a better place and bring it back to a safe, healthy world that we can all live in and raise our kids in, and they can raise their kids in. A great time. And we're going to do it together. Next news network covered the Waipu walkout. Oh yeah, I have that the guy who walked out. I have that for good news of the week. Yeah. Sweet. And I do have some Gary Franchi as well in here, of course. In my playlist for good news of the week, and some other fun stuff. Yeah, it's all about good news. So all things that are good, they come across. That's what we cover on Saturday nights, because we do the hard work during the week. We're always working so hard, right? Working so hard to expose things, and sometimes they're not all that fun. They're not all that fun, but we have to talk about them. And but we come here on Saturday nights, and we just have a good time with a great crowd of people, like-minded folks, people that are ready to. There you go. Don't be afraid to slow down and smell the flowers and walk. On a walk, you might just see some beautiful life or learn something of value. Yes, Potty
absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
T-Rex Pelosi could give pointers on inside trading as well. Yeah, she's the best. Oh yeah,
that's cheating. Absolutely.
That'll headline funny videos. For sure. That's going to come later in the show. So we should go ahead and get started on
let's go.
Week so we can get to that video, because that one is hilarious. Yeah, T-Rex found a gym for us tonight. We're gonna really enjoy that later on. But T-Rex, go ahead and sing us on in.
Spread the word, bringing joy and love to each and every this crazy world is the good news of the week. Oh, 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 oh.
All right, welcome to the good news of the week. I shouldn't have it ready. It's laggy. All right, here we go. All right, so here's hold on.
It's always fun to watch T-Rex with boobs.
Yeah, I should have done better.
That's why I love that clip. I do love that intro.
All right, here we go.
Was crashed by puppies, and this bachelor party was crashed by puppies, and every attendee left with a new four-legged family member. Mitchell Craddock and his friends traveled from Michigan to Tennessee to spend 5 days hanging out in a cabin and riding ATVs to celebrate Mitchell's upcoming wedding. Their first morning, they were cooking breakfast with the door open when a dog came by and sat just outside the door, gladly accepting any food and water that they would give her. The men quickly grew fond of her, and they named her Annie. And after a while, they noticed that she kept running back and forth from a particular location outside. They followed her there and spotted a puppy looking out at them from a little den. Realizing that Annie was a stray, they knew they couldn't leave her and her puppies alone and unprotected in the woods. They pulled out each puppy one by one for a total of 7. And although they were dirty and flea-bitten, they seemed overall well-fed and healthy. They brought Annie and her puppies back to the cabin and gave each of them a bath. And the bachelor party started looking more like a puppy daycare than a 4-wheeler retreat. By day 3 of the trip, the beer fund had officially turned into the puppy food fund. In the end, Annie was adopted by Mitchell's grandparents, and the puppies all found a home with a groomsman or family member, so they all got to continue growing up together once everyone got home. Now, the puppies are all grown up and healthy, and they still get to see each other from time to time. I'm Jen, and I post something positive every day. This dog chased a doggy daycare bus, just hoping to make some friends and find someone to care about him. When Tyson Cash was picking up dogs on his pup bus one morning to take them to the daycare that he runs called Keller Creek, he noticed that one of his regulars, Motley, was waiting on his porch with a yellow lab that he didn't recognize. The dog tried to board the bus with Motley, and Tyson texted the family to see if they had gotten another dog, but they hadn't. And because he can't let an unknown dog on the bus due to safety regulations, he had to continue on his route without the mystery dog. But he refused to be left behind. And he ran alongside the bus of potential friends like he knew he was meant to be there. Concerned for his well-being, Tyson posted a photo to his social media page asking if anyone knew anything about this dog. One of the people who saw it was a current customer of Keller Creek named Sadie, and she knew right away that she wanted to give the mystery dog a home. She picked him up and took him straight to the vet, where they found that he had a microchip. As it turns out, he was an intentionally abandoned stray. His previous owner went ahead and transferred ownership to Sadie through the microchip registry. Now, Waylon is living the life that he deserves, including being a regular pup bus passenger with his new sibling Millie, and being part of a new family that'll love him for life. I'm Jen, and I post something positive every day. You can borrow a dog for the day in Hawaii and take them on a hike to the beach or just on a lunch date. And these programs aren't only for fun. They're lifelines for packed shelters across the islands. Hawaiian shelters are regularly at critical capacity, partially due to the fact that so many rental units on the islands don't allow pets. But programs like Maui's Dog on Demand, Kauai's Field Trips for Shelter Dogs, and Oahu's Ileo Explorers are helping. The idea is that you let shelter staff know what your plans are for the day, and they'll match you with a dog that would like that kind of activity. So if you're going for a long hike, they'll match you with a more energetic pup. And if you're just going for lunch on a dog-friendly patio, they might pair you with a more laid-back or senior dog. You check out your dog from the shelter in the morning, along with a backpack filled with all of the supplies that you need. You then take your borrowed dog along with you for the day and then return them in the evening. Not only does this get the dogs out of the shelters, it also helps socialize them, making them more adoptable. Plus, they might even meet a potential adopter while they're out and about. If you fall in love with your borrowed dog, but you don't live on the island, the shelter will gladly assist with off-island adoptions and help you arrange transportation to take them home. And that happens all the time. I'm Jen, and I post something positive every day.
All right. Thanks, Jen. Well, I always love to start with that. That's the good news of the week kickoff right there.
Oh, that made me happy.
Right? We get the good vibes going on.
Hell yeah.
All right. Let's see. Video of paranoid and delusional Kamala voters go viral. Have you guys seen this?
Where are you going?
This is so funny. This is the ridiculousness of the Kamala Harris supporters gone wild here. Let's check this out.
All right, so
That'd
we
be-
got this clip. It's like a montage of
That's no
paranoid,
winning speed.
delusional individuals, and they're claiming that Trump is going to, like, I don't know, ban women from owning credit cards. Here's the clip.
Not too political. My bad. I just don't know if I'll be able to own a credit card without my husband's permission instead.
Yeah, they always say, "Am I too political? My bad."
Oh, did I get too political? My bad. I just don't know if I want to get rid of overtime in 7 days.
Like, can I just pause real quick? There's a lot of these.
I'll just say things.
Man, they're just making things up.
There's no indication.
Trump comes out and he's like, I'm going to get rid of taxes on your overtime. And he goes, Trump said he's going to ban overtime.
He's like, look, am I too political? I want to know if I'm going to be able to own a dog. I want to know if I'll be allowed legally to own a
Called
dog.
low
Oh, I'm not too
comprehension
political.
skills.
My bad. I just want to make sure I have access to birth control in 7 days.
Did Trump say he's going to ban it?
He said no more. He says anyone who uses birth control is getting deported too.
And I'm talking about condoms.
Everything.
Not pills.
Everything.
Seamus, was it you who brought that up? That like birth control debates in the 30s were about condoms?
In the 40s, yeah, were
40s.
about condoms.
It's
In
like-
the United States, and lefties go, well, we're just like the guys who won World War II. They would vote for us, and then you like read magazines from at the time. They're like, oh yes, Catholics fight against legal birth control. They're talking about condoms. It's like
the guys who fought in World War II were trying to ban condoms.
Yeah.
Well, I get it, but here's another guy.
All
Oh,
the
I
guys.
got too political. My bad. I guess I don't know if I'm going to be a U.S. citizen in 7 days.
You're not like
What?
You revoke citizenship?
Wait,
Come on.
Wait,
If you're illegal, you got 5 days left.
no, that guy's like,
That guy's
he's
just
a
tweaking.
citizen.
That
Yeah.
guy's tweaking.
He's like,
So
I'm a naturalized citizen, but Trump's going to take it away.
well, no. To be fair, there's a more charitable
Really?
reading, which is he's applied for citizenship, and in 7 days he's just going to find out whether.
Oh, right. It
it's
has
legal.
nothing to do with
Maybe.
nothing to do with Trump.
We just take the paper, just rip it up, and it just never exists.
Here we
Because
go.
it's Donald
Here's-
Trump.
Hi,
here's more.
Oh, I got too political. My bad. I'm just worried I won't be able to love who I love in 7 days.
Like, well, no, because
Ugh.
Trump has a device that can, it's an orb that
Detects.
drains your love from your body.
Crystal.
So it's a crystal that takes your love away.
Well,
So, because in her mind, let me just.
hey boys, she voted. She voted, boys.
I'll just make it serious. There's no means by which you can stop someone from loving someone else. Like, unless she's implying that Trump will come by and then maybe like share disparaging
Right.
remarks about her lover, and then she'll not like him anymore.
Well, I don't know if you know.
How will you
this.
stop loving this person? What does it
Here's
mean?
how. So Project 2025
That's probably should've been
actually
in the funny
stipulates
videos,
that we're
but-
going to use 5G to pick up people's thought waves, and they're going to broadcast that to
Still
Trump
funny as
Towers, which
people
is where
make
the White
cool
House is
videos,
going
though.
to be relocated. And from there, Donald Trump will determine whether you can keep
Hey,
loving
what's
who
up,
you love,
BB? How
or
you
whether you
doing?
are getting
But
put
how
in
do
the
you
crystals.
take away-
Whether you are getting put in the crystals, and if you love the wrong person, we will put
That's
you in the
just for
crystals,
Peanut.
baby.
I heard
That's
that
just for
Project
Peanut.
2025, Trump is going to have a bunch of these collars that they put around your neck, and it
That's
makes it
just
so you
for
can't love
Peanut.
anyone.
Mhm,
I
that's
didn't
right.
want to bring
You're
it
not
up 'cause
able.
it's such
You're
a
not allowed to
sad
love anymore.
story.
Yeah, it's just
So-
your ability is
Don't forget
gone.
about
You
Fred the
only
Raccoon.
love Trump.
Fred the Raccoon. yeah.
but me.
I mean,
Sad story.
do these types of
Wait, there's
ads
more.
actually move the needle? I
For
haven't heard.
people who don't pay attention and want to be part of some cult, sure. Wait, here's
Yeah, I
more.
think one,
Did I get
one of the
political?
people that
My bad.
would
I
make
just
a
don't
video
want my
like this
mother
was the other
to be
night.
denied her health care because she has a pre-existing condition.
Oh,
I just want to real quick, like nobody's ever brought that up. They've all repeatedly said they will defend it, but here's more.
I thought he was
too
going to.
political. My bad. I'm just fighting for the future of my daughter.
Oh, I
He was like,
What does it even mean?
She's like, oh, am I too political? I'm sorry. I want to know in 7 days if I'm going to be allowed to wear sunglasses anymore. The sun is bright. We don't just have to get our eyes hurt by the sun.
I like this one. This one's pretty good. Listen.
Not too political, my bad. It's just that I don't know if my family in Western North Carolina will be warned of the hurricane coming in 7 days when the National Weather Service is gone.
He's going to shut down the Weather Channel.
Like Donald.
What? I mean, I'm sorry, I was going to comment on more of these, but I'm kind of like halfway making dinner at the same time. So like what? Like the he's gonna shut off the internet? Is Ryan Hall y'all going away? I mean, how you gonna not know hurricanes coming?
Donald Trump is he's twirling his mustache. We're gonna make sure the hurricanes come and wipe them out.
Hurricanes are going to be much bigger under me. We're going to make sure they do much more. This
I'll never see it coming.
It'd be really funny if like the first thing Trump does when he gets elected is he flies to Alaska and goes to Harp and just cranks it. Everyone's like, I knew it.
Y'all know that
Oh,
doesn't
wait,
work.
there's more. I'm sorry, everybody. There's more.
I got too political. My bad. I don't want them to start rounding up immigrants to deport in 7 days.
70% of the
I
Americans.
do.
I
Half
Yeah,
right.
round them
am
all
in
up.
favor.
It's illegal.
Illegal.
No, nobody's
Let's
going to
go.
illegal immigrants.
Those aren't, yeah, they're
That's fair.
criminal alien invaders.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
they like
supposed to
to
be here,
leave
get
the
the fuck
illegal
out.
part out. They don't think that they're
Difference
illegal.
between a criminal
Mhm.
alien invader and a legal
but they're-
immigrant.
But let's
We
not
know.
be charitable. If she doesn't want to be charitable with what Trump's actually saying,
What's
I
up,
won't
y'all?
either. She's basically saying, do not deport Tren de Aragua.
Yeah.
If Trump says,
Right.
I'm going to get rid of Tren de Aragua, he goes, I don't
We'll
want him
send
doing
them
that.
to your
I go,
house.
Okay,
How
well,
about
then you
that?
support.
We should
Yeah,
do that.
I think she's being loose with the language, though.
go.
I think she would totally want to keep illegal immigrants in the country.
Oh, I agree. I
No,
agree.
she would probably no,
Orale.
and
Especially
comes
Tren de
up-
Aragua.
Whenever this comes
Yeah.
up, they will defend people who are guilty of capital offenses from being deported. What would be mean to do that?
Here we go. We got more.
Oh,
Oh, I got too political? My bad. The only reason I have a daughter is because of IVF.
But
No one. Trump says he's the king of IVF and wants to make it free. So look at his eyes, like my guy. Your eyes can go back to the normal opening width or whatever. If you just
Dude, he
Google it,
has a
you will-
husband,
your
I'm
eyes will
sure of.
close
I don't know
halfway.
that he's got a
Just-
daughter.
You won't be shocked.
No, he'll be shocked that he was misinformed. It'll get even wider. He'll be like,
Ah! His eyes pop out.
Oh, I got too political. I just don't really want JD Vance tracking my periods in 7 days.
I heard that.
What?
Well, somebody's
I
got to
know.
because you probably haven't. That's why you went for abortion.
Yeah, on the Rogan
Wow.
podcast, JD Vance, the first thing he said was, "Well, the
Just
first
saying.
thing I'm going to do is get a big list of every woman in the country's periods to monitor." I'm
These
like,
I
people
remember
piss
when he
me
said
off.
that, and that's one policy I agree that he went a little too far on. But let's just think this through for a second. One
you're
thing
gonna get flagged for election.
one thing people do, which just drives me nuts, is especially when it comes to abortion bans, which are good
Very
and protect
morally fine.
children from being murdered. One thing they'll do is they'll create.
My bad. I don't want Trump to take over the Board of Education, put in his lackeys, his loyalists, and have y'all continue to think that Puerto Rico is not a part of America.
Okay,
What? These people are nuts, man. These people are nuts, dude. When has he ever said that?
No, because
know.
one of
This
his
is mind control. in
somebody
action.
on Twitter said something about a rapper, and they said, "Oh, he's Puerto Rican. He's not even American," and they made a big deal out of it.
Well, they're not a state, right? They're
No.
a territory, or you know,
Mhm, which comes and goes.
you never know. What we should do, though, I would say this is we should actually. I hope in the future, once we get the corrupt people that are just out to ruin the country and fill their pockets, we get rid of them and we fix things. We can actually get to a point where we can start helping other people, right? Once we clean our country up, we can do that. And help our citizens and get us on the right track. But I'd love to see an effort to go down to the islands, like Puerto Rico, Haiti, other islands that have they're just like, if you ever seen videos from there, there's so much trash. Like, I mean, they really are overrun. In fact, I put out this response to the whole like calling Puerto Rico trash, blah blah blah. That one. We watched this, right? We watched this with Mark Dice when he covered that story. But I put out this this meme here to kind of illustrate the point. Is like trash crisis leaves Puerto Rico near the brink, right? And it's bad. And like, if you've seen like Haiti and places like that, there's big trash rivers that are just like, there's just garbage everywhere. Like, and they're on an island. So what are they supposed to do with it if they don't have help? I mean, I don't know how you get it done, but something to help these people get their beautiful island back. I mean, if we put our minds to it, we can do anything. I mean, that's a good job for the robots. We'll send all the robots there to do it. But yeah, this happened under their watch.
We know, T-Rex.
This happened under their watch. You know, they let this happen. They let it fester because they were too busy worrying about lining their pockets and destroying the country. Right? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So I would love to see a day when we can actually go down there and help these people with their trash problem, because it's real. It's not a joke. They actually are it's gonna spawn some kind of mutant disease that or something, man. It's not a good place for children to grow up. And anyways, yeah, that's my thoughts on it. And I just hope that we can get to the point here where we can help them there.
Yeah. One sec, because there's something I got to say about Puerto Rico. Everybody's bringing up all this Puerto Rican, they abandoned us and they don't do anything. Let me tell you something. First of all, I have a whole huge Puerto Rican family that I've been a part of for the last 35 years. So trust me, I am well versed, and I've had to hear a lot of crap on it over the years. But when they were like, oh, well, Trump didn't help, that's a bunch of bullshit. Because, and yes, T-Rex, we are aware that they're U.S. citizens. We were just saying something else. But anyway, they said that Trump didn't help when they had like the major storms and everything else. He sent so much aid to Puerto Rico, but Puerto Rico's government, because they have a separate government from us, they have their own government. They decided to keep all the stuff for themselves, the money, the water. There were actually people begging for water. There were huge pallet after pallet after pallet of fresh water bottles that were on the tarmac. They left them at the airport and would not let the citizens have them. They left them there to rot, and that's where they stayed. And they all went bad. They got ruined. They were caught in storms. They were destroyed. But the people didn't get them. Why? Because the government didn't feel like handing them out. And Trump actually got on a plane, went there and handed stuff out, made sure people got stuff. But when he left, it was still left with their government, and they're the ones that denied their people. So they're like, oh, you called us a trash heap? Yes, it was a trash heap. It still is, because you have trash everywhere. But then, they're like, well, he's racist. He didn't do anything. Trump did everything for them. Their government failed them. Their government issued false birth certificates for people for hire, for pay. You get a birth certificate for money, to the point where they had to pass legislation to void every single birth certificate in Puerto Rico ever issued before 2010. And everybody had to reapply with their correct credentials, or they would not get a birth certificate. Whether they were born there or not, they weren't getting it. So it's their government that did it, not ours. Trump was there for them, but he couldn't usurp the other president's power, the Puerto Rican government's power. So they got to do what they got to do. They fucked their people over, not us. And it pisses me off that people are out there saying, oh, Trump did everything for you. Your government, as usual in Puerto Rico, and I could say that with no bias because I have insider information, but your people fucked themselves over. Okay, they fucked you over.
She literally has first-hand experience in this birth certificate issue. She lives with a Puerto Rican and 2 half Puerto Ricans. So
my children are half Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Put that in your pipe and smoke it. But yeah, no, you don't understand the hoops we had to jump through to get him his birth certificate so that he could get a Pennsylvania driver's license. Because even the guy in the motor vehicle said, no, this is no good with his old birth certificate. Now, we got his old birth certificate in 2006. And we figured, all right, it's not even 20 years old. It's got to be good. I mean, I still have my original. And the guy was like, oh, no, this is void. This is invalid now. And he was like, what? And he had a big fit, came home yelling and everything. And I looked it up, and I'm the one that got to the bottom of that. And I said, oh, because of your government corruption down there? Like, they were literally selling birth records so that anybody could just cross over into the United States and say, here, I was born in Puerto Rico. It didn't have credentials. A lot of them didn't have seals. They didn't have like the raised, the insignia on them. They weren't signed properly. They were dated incorrectly. They had false information. They had misspellings so that they could issue them repeatedly. And they made money off these birth certificates that they sold. They sold them not just for the birth certificate price, but for the, hey, grease my palm and I'll get you what you need. So the government made out like a bandit, but the people suffered. And then they very quietly voided everything made prior to 2010. Because Fredo never knew. My mother's husband, he never knew until I looked at it. He was like, nobody ever said anything. He never got a notification from Puerto Rico, nothing. They were just like, you're on your own. You'll figure it out when you need a birth certificate. Hope it's not a rush. And it took me a month to get through all the bureaucratic red tape over there to get him his birth certificate, because they're like, oh, he doesn't exist. No. Like, no. So that was a constant fight, because they literally down there run it like a snail's pace, at a snail's pace. They don't do anything. And even the lady was like, I could do it today, but I don't feel like it. I was like, what? I'm sorry. I was like, maybe was that English? Because I was like, there's no way I understood her to say that. But yeah, she was very blasé, like meh, like she just had an attitude, like she didn't want to do anything. And I was like, and this is why nothing gets done. So yeah, no, I definitely have the inside track on that. And it pisses me off that they're out there. You got these Puerto Rican celebrities like, oh, how dare he? Really? What have you done for Puerto Rico? When was the last time you were back except on vacation? Because I know you weren't like at mommy's pink house on the hill with the banana tree. Like, no, you were at like Four Seasons Resort or something. Like, you didn't go where the actual people are. So, it aggravates me. But go ahead. That was, I feel better now and I'm awake. Go ahead.
All right.
You are welcome.
Good. There we go. Sorry, I'm in the middle of something now. All right. Cool. All right. Let's go. James O'Keefe back. You won't believe what's going on here. Check this out.
The New York Times ready to run a hit piece against James O'Keefe and O'Keefe Media Group, trying to make me a villain, violating voter privacy laws and voter intimidation laws. New York Times reporter Ken Bessinger, not to be confused with Kim Basinger, wrote me an email saying, quote, I'm working on an article about your project to recruit election workers and poll watchers to use hidden cameras to record election sites leading up to on election day. Quote, this project could be encouraging volunteers to violate numerous state laws regarding recording at polling places, voter privacy, election interference, intimidation, and harassment of election officials, and consensual recording. But here's the thing. We literally put on X and our website not to intimidate voters. We posted what not to do to the world. Quote, don't photograph or film ballots, don't touch ballots, don't interfere with election processes, and know the law. We actually published everything citizen journalists should not do and made sure, because we spent weeks consulting with attorneys, putting together all this research, we want to make sure people had the information. But this New York Times reporter is implying that I'm encouraging people to do things that I'm literally discouraging them from doing. You see, that's why people in the country are so pissed off at people like you, Ken Bessinger, not to be confused with Kim Basinger, because your legacy media people, you're lying through this sort of mendacious innuendo and sophistry, trying to make 2 + 2 = 5. It's disgraceful. The email goes on. Quote, please let me know if you believe any of the information I have shared is inaccurate. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty inaccurate to accuse someone of encouraging somebody else to break the law when we took the time and did our due diligence, broadcasting to the world not to break the law. I would say your article is completely inaccurate, and consider this video my response, and I'm just getting started. You see, at OMG, we just finished a lengthy agreement with Citizen Journalism Foundation to make sure that guidelines breaking down the complicated laws, and they are complicated, and we believe they're a violation of the First Amendment, and we've litigated many of these things to the appellate courts in the Ninth Circuit, in the First Circuit, which is more than you'll ever do, because we believe in the Constitution, unlike you. See, we litigated these things, and we broke things down for everyone to know about the complicated statutes and regulations, state by state, about recording and polling place laws around the country. We made that available for all citizens free of charge.
J-Man?
Through donors and contributors, we've spent tremendous amounts of money to make sure civic engagement in this election is at an all-time high. I recognize that you don't believe in that, but that's the American way. Something anathema to the New York Times, by the way. We'll get to more on that soon. Why on earth would I have arranged all of this if I was secretly launching a criminal enterprise? I must be the worst arch villain ever imagined, or maybe you are, and you're projecting who you are onto me. Where are the diamonds? Where are the Ferraris? If I'm such an arch villain. You see, Ken Bessinger, not to be confused with Kim Basinger, you're a disgrace to the journalism profession. You're what I call an anti-journalist. You're not a journalist, you're against journalism. Your entire reason for being is to stop journalism from occurring, to actually deter people from conducting journalism, and therefore to stop accountability and to stop transparency, to basically put a foot on the American experiment. But Ken Basinger, not to be confused with Kim Basinger, goes on, quote, including the question of whether your citizen journalist, he put that in quotes, volunteers could be putting themselves in legal peril by participating. You see how he put that in quotes, that condescending hubris? He looks down upon all of you. He hates you. Why? Because you're doing things that he won't or can't. The question is, which is it? I think both. See, he wishes he was you. This New York Times reporter wants to do what you do, but he can't because he works for the state. He's basically a Fed. I don't know the difference. He's trying to put all of you and me in prison if he wanted to. But there'll be more journalists than you could possibly imagine, Mr. Ken Basinger. There'll be more journalists, and our citizen journalists are truly more journalistic than you'll ever be. But he goes on. You stated on social media that, quote, in many states it is illegal for you to record, but it is legal for me to publish so long as I play no part in the recording. Given that you proposed and promoted the idea of election workers surreptitiously filming from within polling places, solicited volunteers to reach out to you, had employees screen candidates, shipped cameras to some of them, posted resources on using hidden cameras and relevant laws in different states, and provide a form where volunteers can upload footage to your company servers, how can you claim to have played no part in the recording? You see, that is another sly example of the innuendo and sophistry that these New York Times journalists use.
There's a lot of journalism getting busted
to how
tonight.
these
That's
people
good
operate,
news.
to what
The
they do
overall theme.
and how they do it. First, every year, General Motors sells millions of cars. Many of those cars crash into other people. Some are used by people who are drunk or took illegal drugs. Others are used to commit crimes like bank heists. Yet, General Motors isn't liable for the unlawful use of its cars to do illegal things. In the same way, and I feel like I'm a kindergartner, by the way, saying this, but I'm going to go ahead and condescend to this New York Times reporter. In the same way, OMG took care to ask for lawful recordings and is not responsible for irresponsible use of recording equipment. That's common sense. But let me break it down for you, Ken. The ACLU launched its own app, the Mobile Justice app, to record encounters with police and upload directly to ACLU. Yet not all recording of the police is legal. Sometimes it can violate the law. But the ACLU isn't responsible when people record illegally. That is always up to the end user to act responsibly. Just the same, OMG is not responsible when people go out on a limb and do things they shouldn't, especially when OMG has taken steps to make information available about lawful recording. And when it comes to more important things like, the First Amendment, I recognize that you don't like the First Amendment, but I'm trying to teach you. The Supreme Court allows journalists to work with inside sources to obtain critically newsworthy information for the American public. That includes doing things like making suggestions or prodding sources, like what reporters do. That investigative reportive thingy that you should be doing. And when the DNC brought suit against Donald Trump, WikiLeaks, and other actors, and the Russian Federation for unlawfully hacking into the DNC's computers, only the Russian Federation could be held liable. Remember that case? No, you don't remember. DNC versus Russian Federation, Southern District in New York. You should read it. The Russian Federation could be held liable because it participated in the theft of the data and its actors agreed to help steal electronic data. The DNC pushed hardest against WikiLeaks because it solicited the stolen items to be delivered to it for publication. But that didn't matter, nor does it matter for any other court considering this. The only rule is that the publisher not participate in the illegal action. One can work in active collaboration with sources so long as they are not telling them to do the illegal actions. And this is what OMG and CJF has done. Oh, and by the way, we also posted on X, we are not shipping cameras to these states. You selectively edited that out of your email. Why did you edit that out of the email that you sent me? Can you explain why you doctored that? Maybe that's why you accuse me of selective editing, because that's what you do.
Yep. And that's what they all do. I mean, that's what they all do. Selectively edit and all that. So James O'Keefe going nuclear on the accusations and so on. Hey, just a reminder that we're going to be watching the election covers this Tuesday from start to finish.
Yay.
And Shelly will be joining me. T-Rex Truckee will be joining me. I'm hoping to have a special guest from the past, a great friend. Haven't had a chance to have him on in a long time. I'm reaching out to him to hopefully he can come on and hang out with us. Mark Babbitt's a great dude. And he's come on for a few different political things. I know he's into it. I always look for a reason to try to get Mark on the show. But I know he's busy, so I'll try to see if we can get him on the show. I haven't seen him in a long time, and I really want to see him again. So hopefully he'll at least pop in for a little while, as long as his connection works. And so that'll be awesome. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, he made me think of something as far as the journalists. Since journalists on TV no longer report actual news, they're just reading scripts. An argument could be made that they should not have a press license because they're not actually doing the press. They're doing opinions and they're doing scripts. So really they should have to be part of like the Screen Actors Guild and be treated like any other entertainment show that's full of actors that are paid to narrate, because that's all they do. They just narrate and opine. They don't actually report the news.
Yeah.
So there's an argument to be made that they could have their licenses pulled for those reasons because they no longer fit the criteria. I'm just saying, I find it interesting.
My husband, Kenny's been saying that for years.
Yeah.
Yep. Gaslighting. People are famous for
they're so good at it. So good at it. Well, I mean, all they are is advertisers for one side or the other.
Gaslighting globalization media. Yeah. Well, it's like I describe it. It's abuse. It's flat out abuse. It's part of the cycle of abuse. Is lying to people when they think that you're being sincere, and you're gaslighting them, you're manipulating them, you're boxing them into the narrative, and then they're subjectable and controllable. They're subvertible. They're subverted. We've seen it firsthand. People come by the channel, they're completely subverted from the truth. All they can do is nitpick soundbite statements. They got nothing, right? And so, that's their condition. That's a condition they've been put under, and that's abusive. Like that they wouldn't be in that condition if it wasn't for the mainstream media, and they're boxed in worldview. And they're almost, once they're at that point, it's almost impossible to wake them up. Like the white dudes for Harris condition, they call it.
I wonder if Elon's got. I'm guessing the FCC would be something that would fall under his purview. And we know how he feels about these shows. That would be great. He'd be like, all you journalists, you're fired. Like that's it. Oh, you're going to keep them on the air? Well, just pull their licenses. Now they have to go and join this guild, that guild. Because they can't operate independently. They have to belong to one of the unions in order to be on the air. So good luck. because none of them are good. Getting into a union is not easy, no matter how much money you get. Because they're like,
Nope.
no, like you're new. I don't want to have to take care of you.
They are this
Get outta here."
propaganda arm, like exactly propaganda arm, subversion, absolutely, cultural Marxist subversion. It's all there. All right, so let's bring in our friend Gary Franchi.
Here we go.
And we were talking about this earlier. Let's check it out.
Every once in a while, you witness a moment that crystallizes everything wrong with modern journalism. Today, that moment came when Hugh Hewitt ripped off his earpiece and walked off the Washington Post live broadcast. But here's the thing. This wasn't just about one segment. This was about years of bias finally being exposed, with 250,000 subscribers canceling their subscriptions and Trump's campaign filing an FEC complaint over illegal in-kind contributions to Harris. We are watching the collapse of a media empire in real time. You know what has this WAPO meltdown, what it's teaching us? Well, it's the importance of having undeniable proof. And that's exactly why I tell everyone about CarVision X's revolutionary dashboard camera. Just like Hugh Hewitt exposed me, Musk even tweeting it out. Hugh Hewitt is right. There was election interference by the Democrats in Bucks County that was so serious that a judge ordered early voting to be extended several more days. Ian Miles Chong.
Busted.
He writes, and there's the clip.
Busted.
The Washington Post is completely falling apart. Hugh Hewitt got fed up with the lies and disinformation being put out by his fellow journalists about Trump and walked out. You ready for this?
It's so good.
Let's watch.
This election, is it me or does it seem like this week Donald Trump is laying the groundwork for contesting the election by complaining that cheating was taking place in Pennsylvania by suing Bucks County for alleged?
Yeah, hey, but real quick, that's why I put out the tweet I did earlier, the X post about Kamala Harris and her gang. They're the ones saying they're not going to comply. They're the ones with plans to do something if Trump wins. Ain't Trump and here they are pre-programming it, right? And I'm so happy this guy got fed up.
Irregularities, and this is on top of his continual assertion that if he loses, it's because of cheating.
Yeah, that's what he's been laying the groundwork for this, just not in the last week, but in the last umpty-ump months. No election can be fair in Donald Trump's mind, unless Donald Trump wins it. And I think we are going to see him both rev up his supporters to contest elections outside of courtrooms and go to every courtroom he can in America where it's relevant to make whatever arguments he can, no matter how far-fetched. We saw
Jonathan,
that
I've got
out last time, but it didn't work out this time. It may not work. That may not happen this time. And now I'll let you go, Hugh.
Well, I've just got to say, we're news people, even though we're at the opinion section. It's got to be reported. Bucks County was reversed by the court and instructed to open up extra days because they violated the law and told people to go home. So that lawsuit was brought by the Republican National Committee, and it was successful. The Supreme Court ruled that Glenn Youngkin was successful. We are news people, even though we have opinions, and we have to report the whole story if we bring up part of the story. So yes, he's upset about Bucks County, but he was right, and he won in court. That's the story.
I'll let you keep going, Jonathan.
No, I don't appreciate being lectured about reporting when many times you come here saying lots of things that aren't.
I won't come back, Jonathan. I'm done. This is the most unfair election ad I have ever been a part of. You guys are working.
Oh.
That's fine. I'm done.
Fire.
I mean, at least he was wearing pants, right?
So, Ruth, you wrote a column this week ending with this line.
Look at that. As soon as he gets real pushback, he goes, I don't want to appreciate being lectured. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, how dare you? Like he's actually has a point. You don't know what the hell you're doing, and that's a seasoned veteran right there explaining to you that you need to get right and do the job right.
Actually, I think this is perfect. We're going to put it on the screen. You wrote,
"This is where it all falls apart."
You want to know the stakes of this election? Not only democracy, but decency. Talk more about that, Ruth.
Okay, I'm collecting myself.
Uh-oh. What happened now?
Oh, Ruth froze. Ruth frozen.
That's the hand of God.
So hang in there, everyone. We're going to see if we can try to get Ruth back to this We're gonna get Ruth back in a moment. This is First Look, Washington Post Live's help shop for news and analysis, and Ruth is back. So I'm gonna read that quote back again from your column, Ruth, where you wrote, "You want to know the stakes of this election? Not only democracy, but decency." Oh my God. Okay, we lost her again. Everybody, if you've been watching First Look, you know that these conversations can be interesting, contentious. You just saw Hugh Hewitt leave the conversation, which is lamentable, unfortunate. It is what it is.
Isn't it?
I am Jonathan Capehart. I want to thank you all very much for joining us on First Look. For more of these important conversations, please sign up for a Washington Post subscription. You can get a free trial by going to WashingtonPost.com.
Yeah, right. Who wants that?
Again,
because they're hemorrhaging subscriptions. He's got to beg for them.
But you know what? We have something great right here to celebrate.
It's cold. A big warm enough. It has to do. I can't imagine a more beautiful thing. It's cold. I can tell you all about it. I mean, look at this thing. Gonna try to get that amazing thing.
J-Man, dude, thank you for joining the winner circle, my friend.
Awesome.
Welcome. So happy to have you. There you go. Scrolling, I gotta put the 734 in there, but scrolling at the bottom of the screen with the rest of the winner circle members. Thank you for becoming a monthly subscriber, man. Really do appreciate it. Guys, welcome J-Man, dude, to the family. Let's go.
WashingtonPost.com/live. I'm Jonathan Capehart. Thank you for watching Washington Post Live's First Look.
Yeah, first look at your collapse. Oh yeah, it was a bad look at the Washington Post. We're learning now. Just in, Hugh Hewitt quits Washington Post after epic viral moment, storming off the show with biased never Trump pundits. I won't come back. I'm done. This is the most unfair election ad I've ever been a part of. Benny Johnson says, this is gangster.
Dana.
Hugh Hewitt rips his earpiece out, walks off the set live on air while calling the Washington Post an election ad for Kamala. He was enraged. The segment did not fairly report on Trump's election integrity victories. Then the entire broadcast implodes. Yes. Laura Ingraham, good for him. He doesn't want to work for the DNC. Hugh Hewitt resigns from the Washington Post after storming out, according to Politico. And we've got some more from this. Let's see.
Respect
Look at this
to
picture.
Hugh Hewitt.
This is the moment that they're like, their faces, when told the truth, and they couldn't come back with an answer. They were dead silent. Hugh Hewitt threw the truth right in their face, that they were omitting key points of the argument, and they got called out, fact-checked in real time, and Hugh was like, to hell with you guys. I am out.
Side, Jacob.
But see, the Washington Post is in some real big trouble. They have just lost 250,000 subscribers over the decision not to endorse Kamala Harris. That's right. More than 250,000 Washington Post readers, or 10% of the newspaper's customer base, have canceled their subscription after owner Jeff Bezos blocked the endorsement. And they were livid. Here's some reaction from Robert Kagan, a former WAPO editor, resigning because they've decided not to endorse.
Anticipation of his. So you made this decision to resign. Tell me how you came to that decision. What got you over the line?
Well, it was a pretty easy decision. This is obviously an effort by Jeff Bezos to curry favor with Donald Trump in anticipation of his possible victory. Trump has threatened to go after Bezos.
He's mad they wouldn't endorse the establishment. That's wild.
It's his business. Bezos runs one of the largest companies in America. They have tremendously intricate relations with the federal government. They depend on the federal government. And Trump has made it clear that he will attack media organizations that are critical of him. He's threatened to take away CBS's.
That's not the case at all. He'll go after and sue media organizations that lie about him, and he has every right to do it.
License, and this is clearly an effort by Bezos to try to get on Trump's good side in advance of his presidency.
That's a good. What does he say? Get on his good side in advance of his presidency. He knows Trump's going to win. Bezos knows Trump's going to win. So they're all trying to shore up their support quietly for Donald Trump. Even the head of Google, Alphabet, called Donald Trump.
If we want to know how Trump is going to stifle the free press in the United States, this is the answer. This is how it's going to happen, especially when the media is owned by corporate titans who have a lot to lose if Trump is angry at them.
Well, maybe it's also because Bezos and Musk, they've always been butting heads with their space programs, and now Elon Musk owns X, and Bezos owns the Washington Post. I mean, Musk owns the most powerful media platform in the world. And he's doing the right thing with it. Bezos sees it and goes, man, that was a good move, Elon. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't take a side this time. Maybe I should just play it by the middle. And now they're hemorrhaging subscribers at the Washington Post, and people are resigning in droves. Here we have more. I apologize for the blurry screen there. We're having some bandwidth issues. It says here on the screen, pure poor fascism has arrived in the media of the U.S. Writers at LA Times and Washington Post resign after owners block Kamala Harris endorsement. Wow. So LA Times, they are leaving there. Now, listen to what J.D. Vance had to say with Joe Rogan about the Washington Post.
The Washington Post might as well be a propaganda outlet of the Democratic Party. If you look from the Hunter Biden laptop to any number of stories where they just toe the left-wing line almost instinctively, the problem was with the journalism at the Washington Post. It's not with the editorials. I don't care, frankly, whether the editorial page endorses Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. I care about whether the journalists are lying about Donald Trump or lying about Kamala Harris. And frankly, they're lying a lot in the negative direction about my running mate, and they're lying a lot in the positive direction about Kamala Harris. So what I would like to see from Jeff Bezos is a commitment to the Washington Post not just being a Democrat super PAC. I don't give a shit if he hires a few more conservative columnists. It doesn't matter. What matters is, do they hold their journalism to anything like a high standard? And if they don't do that, then to me, it's just window dressing.
Oh, and then we have this. Oh, this is good news. Breaking. Trump Vance campaign files FEC complaint alleging illegal in-kind support for Kamala from the Washington Post. I have always said this. When you have mega search engines who are manipulating search results, hiding information from you, lifting up so-called authoritative voices, and then you have the YouTube searches, which are manipulated. And then you have the get out the vote reminders that are sent out disproportionately to Democrats and Republicans, swaying the vote, as Dr. Robert Epstein has clearly shown through his investigation. These are all in-kind donations. And at least now an FEC complaint has been filed, not by some think tank or some group, but by the Trump Vance campaign. Now that's got some teeth. I mean, how many times have we heard about FEC complaints and then we report on them and we never hear anything happen? I think we're going to hear more from this. The Trump Vance team claims WAPO is providing illegal in-kind contributions by running pro-Kamala anti-Trump ads in a last-minute push for Harris. They call it a backdoor endorsement, claiming WAPO hides behind democracy dies in darkness while secretly pushing Kamala's campaign. Stay tuned as the media swamp gets drained. This is huge. What else have we got for you here? Let's see. We've got, this Arizona Democrat ballot firm named in Pennsylvania election fraud. This is a big deal. This came out about 19 hours ago. The firm being investigated for fraud in Pennsylvania is a massive Democrat ballot harvesting firm in Arizona. Mike Mancuso, the district attorney there, says last week, following a regular review of voter registration mail-in ballot request forms received in its office, the Monroe County Board of Elections identified approximately 30 irregular forms. Those forms were segregated, and the matter referred to the Monroe County District Attorney for investigation. Since then, the office district attorney has been investigating the referral by Monroe County Board of Elections. Several of the voter registration applications and mail-in ballot request forms have been found to be fraudulent, as they were not authorized by the persons named as applicants. In at least one example, the named applicant is in fact deceased. To date, several of the fraudulent voter registration forms have been traced to a specific person. A company calling itself Field and Media Corps, a subsidiary of FieldCorps, an Arizona-based organization working out of Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, in turn was responsible for submitting the forms in question to county officials. So, a group out of Arizona working in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, and the forms trace back to dead people registering to vote. Man, it's just like, Chicago.
Surprise.
All the dead people are voting. My Lord. A broader investigation continues with reference to FieldCorps' involvement. Our office is in regular contact and working with investigation from the Attorney General's office as well as others. A further update will be made in a day or so. Anyone with information pertinent to the matter should contact District Attorney Detective Thomas McMahon. His number is 570-517-3025. So you can scroll it back if you want to find out that, if you want to get that number once again, if you see anything fishy in that area. Continuing here, this is the turnout of Trump's voters in Bucks County. This is what Hugh Hewitt was talking about. Early voters are now lined up around the block in Doylestown. Shout out to the GOP for winning their lawsuit and getting the deadline for early voting extended until 5 p.m. in Bucks County. Look at all these people. Look at all these people going out to vote. These people would not be able to vote if that case didn't go through, if the GOP didn't push to have the extension. But thankfully, their voices and their vote will be heard. But of course, the Washington Post, they want to spin the truth. They don't want to give you the full story.
Yeah, because you know why? They
These are the areas of so that's exactly the martial art tactic. We don't stop an enemy. We let him go. We help him to go in the direction we want them to go.
Oh, I love Yuri.
And that was enough to make Hugh Hewitt rip his earpiece out and walk off and quit the Washington Post. You know, in one sense, I go, Hugh, sometimes you need to have a counterbalance over there at the Washington Post. Your voice needs to be there because maybe there's some people who are watching, maybe the 5 people who are watching that feed are going, you know, maybe one of them will hear the truth from you. But sometimes, you know, it just gets so fed up, you got to get up and leave. And Hugh Hewitt is a powerful voice, and I'm so thankful that he did get up. And he embarrassed those freaks, and this is going viral because everyone needs to see it. The bias at the Washington Post that now the Trump campaign itself is filing Federal Election Commission's violations against them because of their in-kind contributions for their reporting. Just as the Washington Post refuses to endorse Jeff Bezos, saying, nope, I'm not going to do it. Washington Post people are resigning in droves over it. You are witnessing the collapse of the Washington Post in real time. That's what it's all about, folks. It's about telling the truth, getting the truth out there. And then we have this powerful ad that was just dropped from the Trump campaign today.
About all they've done. Think about all they've done to Donald Trump. First, it was hoaxes, witch hunts, and impeachments. Then it was FBI raids, courtrooms, and mugshots. Finally, it was bullets in a Pennsylvania field. And after all that, this man stood up with blood draining down his face, pumped his fists in the air, and told us to fight. Fight. Fight.
America's future will be bigger, better, bolder, brighter, happier, stronger, freer, greater, and more united than ever before. And we will make America great again.
We know what they think of us.
The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters.
So if Donald Trump can get through all of that, we can get out to vote.
This is it, friends.
Hell yeah.
This is the last weekend before history is made. You're the one that's going to make it. The time is now. We all must rise up. So from Robert Kagan's resignation to Hewitt's dramatic exit, the Washington Post credibility is in free fall. When a newspaper loses 250,000 subscribers after refusing to endorse Harris, it tells you everything about who's really pulling the strings. But here's what I want to know from you.
So
when did you first notice the Post shift from journalism to activism?
Oh, decades.
Share your unsubscribe moment in the comments below.
There's that. We talked about that the other night. All right. Delay, laggy YouTube. Okay, cool. Yeah, J-Man, that link I dropped is a show that we did on Yuri. That's my second show on Yuri. I used to have Yuri moment. Like when I first started the channel like 2 years ago, it was like Yuri was like a weekly occurrence. Like when I was doing the Valley of the Shadows stuff, it's really old and cringy. Well, it's just lower production value than where I'm at now. Not that it's stellar or anything right now, but it's like, you know, I've come a long ways. You know. But yeah, that was my second. That was my second. The one I dropped is my second visit back to Yuri's content, and I try to do it like once a year at least. Maybe refresh it for people who haven't seen it. If I notice there's a lot of people that are here that maybe haven't seen it, I'll do it again. But that one I think I did a much better job on. The other one was kind of like week to week. The Valley of the Shadows series. That's an old playlist, way back then, way back, you know, way in the back there. But oh yeah, dude, Yuri is the real red pill. I've been talking about Yuri for over a decade and a half. I mean, it's like I've been talking about him since the Ron Paul days, trying to get people to look at it and understand what it is, because it's the real red pill. Like when you understand what Yuri's saying, you the light bulb goes off, and it's like, you know, you can see through the veils. You understand what everybody's condition is. You understand what the process is. And that's the whole idea behind solution culture, is to undo that process by taking the same generational fight to them, by putting in things that will stop people from falling for subversion, getting the subversive methodologies and institutions out of here, clearing people's minds up, getting their health better. All those things are baked into solution culture, which is what we talk about here. That's the idea for a future where we can actually start to get all that cultural Marxism out of our system and stop the subversion and the abuse in our country. That I haven't pulled up the board. I pulled up the board the other night when I was talking to Gary. So there's a big long explanation about the board, the veils of perception, and solution culture in my interview with Gary Franchi. I did timestamp that interview. So like if you just go to the top of the description from last Tuesday, because we had like a 2.5 hour wait before he got here. If you just want to skip all that stuff up front and get right to the interview, though it was a real long interview, you can just hit the timestamp right there and also put a little time card in the top of the video. So that works too. So either way, you can just get right to it. And then towards the end, we discussed the veils of perception, the board that I've made, the chart, and then also solution culture and how that works and how it's designed to undo the ideological subversion. It's designed to break the cycle of abuse and to thus breaking the cycle of control. That's what it's all about. Well, let's first get a couple of super chats. Let's say hello to those guys.
Oh my!
All right, thank you guys for the super chats. Lucifer the Doberman, $2 Canadian. Did you guys know I got a new puppy? She's adorable. No, I didn't.
Oh,
congratulations on the new puppy.
puppy.
And Zach,
puppy?
$2
I want
super
a
chat.
puppy.
Either you're right or you're wrong. That's true.
But I'm
That's true. That is true.
Oh, what kind of puppy? I
Oh,
want.
there we go. Yeah, there's the playlist of Big Intel. I think I threw that playlist out there the other night for J-Man as well. That I hope you're enjoying that book. Get caught up because we're going to be there Monday night, ready to go to part 3 and 4. Part 3 is hold on, we're on part 3. Part 4 is very short, and so I'm thinking we may just what we're going to do is just do part 4 next week. I was going to do part 4 and get into part 5. I think we're just going to do part 4, right? Which is a real quick read, and I hate the short reads because I love this book. I almost want to go back and just do the last part again and do that one again. We already done it though. We're doing a show here, right? And then I got some J. Michael Waller interviews where we'll just watch more of the interview. I got a new interview and we can watch more of that because we're going to be going a long time on Tuesday night. So I figure I'm going to unrig the game a little bit shorter this week. And then that way we can start fresh on part 5 the following Monday. And we'll be ready to go because that's a very long chapter. That's all the Obama years and all the subversion that was going on through there. Yeah. So yeah, we're going to be getting in that very fast. But this book is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. J-Man, I know you got the link. So catch up on those chapters. And that you'll be caught up with this by the time the show goes on, but you're gonna love that book. I can tell by the way you're talking, the stuff you're talking about. That book is right up there. It's right up your alley. Yeah, it's a good read. You can go to Audible. You don't even have to listen to my videos. Go to Audible and just you can buy it on Audible, and then you can we're on chapter, like I said, we're going into part 4. So we just finished part 3. And if I had just picked that book up today and was not doing a show about it, I probably would go through up to part 4 easily in one setting. Easily. Wolf from a chain car a wolf today. All right, cool. It's a Doberman? Of course.
It's a Doberman. I mean, yeah, as soon as he wrote that, I was like, oh, Shelly, you idiot. Of course it was a Doberman. Oh, congratulations, Luz. I'm so happy for you. What a smart puppy. Aw, I envy you.
Back on the old school track, let's bring in Mark Dice. Kamala malfunctions. Yeah, one thing I found out, and I kind of figured this, is that Gary and Mark Dice are really good friends. They've been at it the same amount of time. They go back to the old school days.
They have that old school sarcasm. I love it.
Yep. So another kindred spirit in the house. Let's go, Mark.
Poor Kamala Harris got heckled again on the campaign trail, and unlike Donald Trump, who has faced an occasional heckler who owns them like a stand-up comedian instead of having them completely disrupt the show, Kamala Harris doesn't know what to do and gets completely flustered and looks like a fool.
Says, you know what? Let me say something about this. We're here because we're fighting for a democracy.
You're fighting for a
constitutional republic.
Fighting for a democracy. And understand the difference here. Understand the difference here. Moving forward.
Moving forward. Just keep that in mind.
Moving forward. Understand the.
Moving forward. What she's doing, I think, is signaling the person operating the teleprompter who stopped scrolling it so that she could maybe have some off-the-cuff remarks in order to try to push back against the hecklers. But no, so she just said, moving forward, keep that thing rolling. Let me just continue reading my speech here. But they didn't get it.
Difference here. What we are looking at is
Thank
a
you,
difference
honey.
in this election. Let's move
Winning made
forward
it.
and
Please teleprompter operator, turn the thing back on.
see where we are. Because on the issue, for example, of freedom of choice,
Things didn't go any better when rapper Cardi B joined her on stage in Milwaukee last night when the teleprompter completely malfunctioned and left her standing on stage sounding like a buffoon.
God knows how to
One
pick
second,
you up.
guys. 1 second.
Please start rolling the teleprompter, crew. No. We have no idea what to say.
Yeah, this is God
Okay.
getting even with you for WAP.
I need patience over here. Patience, where are you, girl? I need patience over here.
She's calling for her assistant, who then brings up a cell phone, which has the script in it. And then she reads from the notepad on the phone. And while Donald Trump is
got
working
no
hard on the
Right from the
campaign trail,
heart.
talking about how his policies will make America great again, the communists are also out on the campaign trail, rolling out a new celebrity every day in order to try to dupe the mentally enslaved masses into voting for Kamala. This is Jennifer Lopez, who you may not recognize because she has 2 golf ball size injections of filler in her cheeks as she desperately tries to stave off the aging process.
I promised myself I wouldn't get emotional, but you know what? You know what?
Asian.
We should be emotional. We should be upset. We should be scared and outraged. We should. Our pain matters. We matter. You matter.
P. Diddy's crimes matter, and you two should be arrested. And in response to Donald Trump's brilliant garbage truck publicity stunt this week, meme maker C3P Meme, who I would argue is probably the best meme maker in the world, created this gem.
Now, after Donald Trump's epic photo op with the garbage truck, Kamala Harris decided to do a stunt of her own. In a nod to failed presidential candidate Michael Dukakis, as you can see here, Kamala Harris was seen riding around in a tank. She also made a few word salads as she went for a joyride. Let's listen in.
And talking about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time.
If you don't get this reference, I'll explain it in a moment. This is absolutely genius.
So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time to see what can be unburdened by what has been.
Yes!
This latest stunt from Kamala's team sums up her campaign so well.
Back in 1988, Democratic presidential candidate Michael Dukakis' team thought it'd be a good idea to record a campaign ad and air it, showing him riding around in a tank, wearing a helmet and pretending to man a machine gun, trying to make him look tough. And it was instantly derided as the most ridiculous campaign ad in history. And still, to this day, probably is, and is a perfect example of a campaign ad idea gone wrong. And the Kamala campaign was hoping that the new October jobs report, which came out yesterday, November 1st, would give her a big boost in the polls. But then this happened.
Back with the Fox News Alert, and this is new to all of us. The October job reports just released. It shows the U.S. added only 12,000 jobs last month. That's about 100,000 fewer than economists expected. That's unbelievable. And the
And J.K. Flynn of the Cloud News Network, who occasionally remembers somewhere deep down in what's left of his soul that once he was a journalist, and then he makes statements on air like this.
When Trump said he was going to do something for women, whether they like it or not, whether the women like it or not, he was talking about protecting women, whether they like it or not. Certainly you can take issue with the language, but he wasn't saying he was just going to do whatever he wanted, regardless of, Anyway,
the Kamala campaign took that clip out of context and tried to portray it as if he was talking about taking away their rights, their supposed rights to have an abortion, even though he has said numerous times on the campaign trail that he's not going to sign a national abortion ban. And after the repeal of Roe versus Wade, that decision then got sent back to the states. Donald Trump's stance on that actually upset many hardcore pro-life activists who started flailing their arms around and saying that they're not sure they're going to be able to vote for him now because he supports abortion. Do you want to win this election, or do you want Kamala to be the next president of the United States and the Democrats to then maybe take back the House of Representatives and to hold on to the majority in the Senate? Jake Tapeborn must have seen this clip of his colleague, Caitlin RBF Collins, talking with Stephen Colbert when Colbert accidentally made people laugh, me included.
I know you guys are objective over there, that you just report the news as it is. Oh, I know. CNN makes it. I know.
Is that supposed to be a laugh line?
I wasn't supposed to be, but I guess it is.
And here is Trump campaign spokeswoman Caroline Leavitt absolutely devouring a reporter from ABC News for repeating the Operation Mockingbird's new talking point, claiming that Donald Trump wants to put Liz Cheney in front of a firing squad when he obviously said to put a rifle in her hand and then send her out to fight the wars that she supports.
You want to talk about violence against political opponents? Let's talk about the fact that Democrats have been labeling President Trump a threat to democracy for the better half of 10 years. Let's talk about how they have compared him to Hitler, one of the worst mass murderers in the history of the world, and that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden weaponized the court system and the justice system in this country against Donald Trump in an attempt to imprison him. He sat through a courthouse for 7 weeks this past year, and the Democrats were hoping he would go to jail for it. That is real political violence that has led to 2 heinous assassination attempts on President Trump's life that, by the grace of God, he was able to escape, and he is here with us today. So yes, President Trump knows a little bit about political violence because he's experienced it himself. And talking about the tragic realities of war that Liz Cheney and her father, Dick Cheney, have got this country into is not political violence. It's talking about the reality of the foreign conflicts that the Washington, D.C. establishment have sold out young Americans to for decades.
Whoa, this woman is fantastic.
She's on
It would be fantastic if you
fire.
subscribe to my YouTube channel for new here and check back on a regular basis. And thanks for all your support. Stay tuned, because I will see you soon.
Sweet. Win, check your mic.
Sorry, support Mark Dice. Thank you, Mark, for that. They try to suppress his videos. Luckily, I knew who he was because I remember from way back in the day. And that's it's a good channel, man. He writes great books too. Very based. Yes, base is the place. Base is the place, man. That's the truth. That's what I say on my X profile, actually. How about that? Let's see. I think we did all the good news, man. So you know what? As promised, new intro for the new segment. Let's go.
Filters change the way we feel. Blurry lines between what's real. Cool things a thrill we chase. Time's a blur in this fast-paced race. I'm lost in a world of cool things, streaming through my endless dreams. Every frame a piece of me, it shows cool things wherever I go. My career screams call out my name. Pixelated faces play the game. Cool things that are coming in time. I want every one of them to be mine.
All right. Welcome to Cool Things. I just got a few quick hits for you this week, and we're gonna get right into funny videos. But as promised, I always try to find some cool new stuff that will rock our future. I want to live in a day where I can get one of these. Look at that. Wouldn't you like to have one of these? J-Man, what do you think of this, man? Would you like to have one of these up in Massachusetts? Thank you, Heidi. Make him your friend, Dana. Make him your friend. Right, Todd? Kenny? Wouldn't that be awesome to have one of these? I mean, dude, especially if you had a lot of land, you know?
Hell yeah.
That looks like a lot of fun. You can chase away coyotes. That's like you're basically your advanced ATV right there. So much fun.
Hell yeah.
I better turn this down. I don't know how he hasn't copyrighted, but he ain't saying anything anyway. It's just some dude flying around. But yeah, I mean, it's cool stuff like that we talk about on Cool Things. Yep, just flying around, having a good old time.
I mean, we're overdue for those flying things.
Oh,
We
yeah.
really are. We've been
Speaking
so
of
ready.
Check this out. Ready?
Flying cars.
This is the Xpeng Aero eVTOL flying car.
Hey, what's up, nerd? How you doing? Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Didn't Trump just today say that he's going to dedicate people to looking into like flying cars and like he was going to give grant money for it or loan forgiveness or whatever for people that try to like invent them because he wants innovation. I think he came out with that today.
Well, perfect timing then. If you can find it, I'll play it.
There it is.
You know,
It's not a clip. It was just a thing.
Yeah. That's just to show you that the propellers work. Let's get over to the others. Oh my god.
yeah, right. Look at
How to get a free haircut. A couple years ago, the X by the same group, X
that.
Aero, and they just made kind of the newer version that's a fully flying car. They want this on the road by 2030, and they've already done tests. Let's kind of go step by step, starting with
if we win, we get one of these. If they win, we own nothing and we're not happy.
carbon fiber propellers.
That's right.
See that? Lightweight.
This is why we go out
This
and
side has
fight
green
for
lights.
future.
The other side has red lights. That lets people around you understand which side of the vehicle they're looking at. Xpeng in the back. Kind of three-dimensional glass letters. Looks very nice.
And what I always say too is, as you're watching these cool thing videos, if you're a savvy investor, right? If you're a savvy investor, catch the name of these companies and look into like, you know, whether you can get in early on the ground floor. Think about all the people that got in early on Apple and Microsoft and Android and Bitcoin. Exactly. We know people. We all know people in our lives that got in early and are doing really great right now. This could be your retirement, right? So if you got a little bit of money saved away, know these things are coming, you know, you could actually get ahead of the game and maybe strike it rich. And then you do come back and leave me a super chat.
I love the brake light too. With this triangle. What's cool about this piece is that you don't see this when it's actually unfolded. When it's unfolded, all of this has this gigantic panel. I asked them how long this car is. They told me it's a little over 6 meters, but no specific length yet. This is not entirely finalized, but that's what they're trying to get to by 2030.
That's
wheels. Cool. They look pretty cool. Not too functional.
All the future wheels
kind of aerodynamic,
cool.
but they do look pretty nice. But what I like is the cockpit, because this is both a car and a drone kind of thing. Look at that. See the steering wheel? That'll now fold inward so you can switch between drive mode and fly mode.
Designed for low altitude flying, the look and function are both drone inspired. With rotary wings, it takes off and lands vertically just like a drone or helicopter. My favorite feature, in driving mode, the wings are fully concealed, so it looks like any other car on the road.
So with no steering wheel, how do you fly this thing?
Looks like every other car.
It looks like a gear selector. That's actually
I wouldn't notice that
so you
one
have
at
little
all.
arrows in there. You can just kind of pull that back and forward. So any of you guys that play video games could probably fly this thing. Also, the dashboard is a full glass piece. It's see-through. All of that is for visibility. When you're flying in the air, you want to be able to see things. The chassis is also see-through. So if you look at the floor panels, that's just glass. So when you're flying right over people's heads, you can see people running away. See that? Switch back to drive mode whenever you land. And that'll pop up. There you go. It's ready to roll. All right. Side view cameras, because in the future, we don't need mirrors. I know we're at the
I don't know if I was driving down the road if I want my legs going up.
in the middle,
you know, like,
the illuminated X is actually beneath the paint. It's not like a badge. It's actually underneath the paint, which is pretty interesting. And again, it's got that kind of like spine going down the middle. Gigantic intakes, by the way. Linear lights everywhere. Keeps the car looking angular, aerodynamic, feels good. But what's interesting is the price, because when you see something like this, you see a flying supercar. How much is it going to cost? It's like, you'd imagine it would cost, like, I don't know, a lot. Lamborghini SVJ levels, right? So, for now, they don't have an official fixed price, but they do have a level estimated price that's going to start around $142,000 by 2030. That depends on the market. That can change. You know, if the market changes, well, they can bump it up. But imagine being able to buy all of this for $142,000. That's as much as like
cost of a Suburban.
I don't know about you, but if I'm picking an S-Class or a flying supercar, I'm picking flying supercar.
Now you might be thinking, this looks great, but surely it doesn't work. Well, actually, Xpeng Aero has already run successful tests with the same propellers and equivalent car weight of the Aero eVTOL flying car. So this thing can actually fly. Whether this crazy concept will ever be made road legal, though, remains to be seen. Xpeng is also already working on the next big thing, a groundbreaking land aircraft carrier modular flying car. It's a two-piece vehicle that can detach and either fly or drive on the ground. The unique design of this six-wheeler houses a flying vehicle inside, seamlessly switching from land to air.
Anyways, the Xpeng Aero eVTOL, what do you guys think? How cool is this car?
Very cool. Next up,
wheels have been an irreplaceable part of transportation for more than 5,000 years.
We just get rid of
But
the wheel.
scientists in China are changing the course of history by developing a magnetic technology that will finally lift cars above the ground, so they flow on the roads without the latter's resistance. As a result, cars become very energy efficient since they can develop high speeds with a magnetic push, and all these without emission. The project is inspired by the magnetic levitating train that can reach a speed of more than 600 kilometers per hour.
We'll make them here.
Unlike magnetic railways, hovering cars will flow on a simple aluminium lane, which is much easier to integrate into the existing traffic infrastructure. And already in 2022, the early prototypes with 2.8 tons of weight reportedly hit 143 miles per hour. The levitation was achieved by a heavy magnetic system underneath the body. But since it increases costs and makes cars impractical to drive on regular roads, the scientists have come up with a brilliant idea of embedding only the car's wheels with ring-shaped magnets to achieve levitation. But how is it possible? The trick lies behind the physics law, according to which, when magnets start moving, in this case when the magnetic wheels start rotating fast, they eventually create a repelling magnetic field in adjacent conductors. In this case, in the aluminium sheet.
Which I
As
think
a result,
means you
this
can do
repulsion
both,
force
right?
leads to levitation and is used to accelerate the car. After evolving from horses to vehicles, the electric levitating car can become the next big revolution in personal transportation. But the exciting news doesn't end
There's the
here,
future.
as California-based Aleph Aeronautics is
That's
opening
like straight out of like Back to the Future right there. Flying car lanes. So I mean, with all that space, you don't really need to have people crossing right in front of each other, don't you think? I think they should definitely elevate it a little bit here.
the sky doors for cars as well.
I mean, you know, it's a little crazy. Why not just raise the lane up a little
While
bit?
at first sight, it may just look like a normal driving car despite its unconventional design.
Looks
The
pretty
unique
normal to me.
flying technology is hidden under the carbon fiber-based mesh body. There are 4 electric motors on each wheel and
Flying
8 propellers,
mesh
each with an
body.
independent software-controlled electric propulsion system. The trick is that the company has come up with an ingenious idea of using the body of the car as wings. It rotates 90 degrees after takeoff to move from upward to
That's
forward flight
cool. That's a
position.
Boba Fett
And
style.
while the UFO-like cabin is also tilting 90 degrees, the driver is always sitting parallel to the ground.
So you guys realize they're testing these things out in places, right? So there's people. This is why, like, when we're talking about the UFOs and unidentified flying objects and UAFs or whatever they're calling them now, UAPs, right? I brought up these flying cars and I brought up this flying jetpacks and technology. Going, guys, they're testing this stuff out somewhere. Like, there's places out west, mainly out west, probably, that have these things, right? And they're every day some genius is working on these, right? And some brave soul is up there testing them out. I mean, they're doing it all the time. It's just, you know, so people see it from a distance, like, look at that, what the hell is that, right? But I mean, and at night, lights and all that stuff, I guarantee you a lot of the things that we've seen, at least either some people testing these things out or some rich people who already have them.
Before these adjustments, the unique design of the flying car enables it to gain enough vertical lift and fly forward, which can be utilized for different use case scenarios, such as finally skipping a traffic jam or hopping over obstacles. The great news is that the company has already received certification from the U.S. Federal Aviation Administration for flight testing in limited areas.
All right.
The
See,
dimensions of the car are
there's how you
similar
can
to that
figure
of
out
an
whether they're testing
SUV,
them
designed
out.
to fit in
For
any
the
parking
FAA.
space or garage. The initial
But it's
version,
never
or the
China,
Model A,
and
that
then-
can seat up to 2 people, is able to travel 200 miles on the road and 110 miles in the air. For early adopters, it will cost $300,000, since it will be hand-built at Aleph's California warehouse. But ultimately, the next generation, or the Model
So
Z,
when you invest in a company, you already have the money to buy it. There you
is
go.
expected to have a significantly less price tag. The first production is set to start by the end of 2025, and they have already received more than $750 million worth of pre-orders, which are open now.
T-Rex. Are you downtown?
China's
Walk
response to
around
America
and
in
talk
making
people into
flying
voting for
cars
Trump.
comes from the EV manufacturer XPeng's air mobility division, Aerot. The car, called the X3, comes with a multi-rotor configuration featuring 4 axes and 8 propellers, which can retract when you drive it on the road as a normal car. X3 is the company's 6th generation flying car, the prototype of which has already made its public debut and successfully completed the tasks set before
Okay,
him.
we just looked at this.
The vehicle came down safely, and the company
All right.
reported that
We
it
just-
also
we just
conducted
saw that.
multiple version already next year.
Ahead.
The release of the next-gen Tesla Roadster has been delayed several times, but the exciting
Yeah,
news
we'll be
related
covering
to
it.
its technology still makes
I
it
hope
the
it's-
most anticipated electric
Yeah.
supercar. Tesla is literally pushing the boundaries of automotive engineering, which sometimes turns into a headache for the company, like the manufacturing of Cybertruck's ultra-hard stainless steel body. And despite some delays from the announced deadlines, Tesla is taking steady steps to fulfill the tasks set before them. And when the new Roadster arrives, it will reportedly have the
Whoa.
ability to hover 1 meter above
That
the ground,
is
thanks to
cool.
an optional SpaceX package coming
Turbo
with cold air
boost.
rocket thrusters around the vehicle.
turbo
Besides,
boost.
the special package, in combination with the mighty Plaid powertrain, can rocket the car to 60 miles per hour in an incredible 1.1 seconds. These are some things worth waiting for, adding a new dimension to sports driving.
I gotta see this thing jump into the driveway again. Hold on.
Several times, but the exciting news
gotta
related to
see
its
it.
technology still makes it the most
things
anticipated
are
electric
insane.
supercar. Tesla is literally pushing the boundaries of automotive engineering, which sometimes turns into a headache for the company, like the manufacturing of Cybertruck's ultra-hard stainless steel body. And despite
I saw one of those painted up like a Trump ad or whatever, Trump American flag at the rally.
some delays from the announced deadlines, Tesla is taking steady steps to fulfill the tasks set before them.
Gotta see it jump
And when the
again.
new Roadster arrives, it
There it is. Look at that. They're heading towards the wall. No problem. Hit turbo boost. Boom.
reportedly have the ability
Perfect.
to hover 1 meter.
That can't be real. That's got to be AI. That's got to be AI doing that. There's no way that was real. So good. All right, let's see where we at on time. Okay, we got a little bit more to go. I want to kind of get off of the flying vehicles for a second and talk about living places. Another thing I like to look at is I like looking at cool places to live and things that are for outdoorsy stuff. Because you can just go and do so many cool things. Take your flying car out into the deep woods and throw up your new state-of-the-art camping system, right? The camping system. It's not just a tent anymore. It's a camping system, right? Only the Tesla Model Plaid already does 0 to 60. Yeah, I did it. I showed that one time. Did I show the guy that was doing the Plaid review one time? I used it in a video. But yeah, those things are like insane. His face, he test drives sports cars all the time. And his face was like, batteries will only go so far, too heavy. There's something out there we're missing. We'll find it. We'll find it, J-Man. Kid from Knight Rider. That's right. Turbo boost. Do you know why they call it the Plaid? Yeah, because Plaid is a quote from Spaceballs. What's faster than light? Plaid. Yeah, we remember without Spaceballs, we talked about that. You remember that? You remember you played the part in the Rumble trailer? We had you as Barf. You did a great job on that too. T-Rex is a great actor, by the way. He can dance too. He can dance. I'm telling you, the guy can dance. If you don't believe me, just take a look. What do I still have your dancing video? Well, yeah, here we go. There you go. Dancing T-Rex. Before we get there, though, the guy can dance. He can drive a truck. He can do all kinds of things.
Check private chat, by the way.
I'm checking, and I already got you. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, thank you. I noticed it had lit up. But hey, yeah, we have to actually jump over before we get to the cool stuff that I just wanted to introducing. We did find that clip of Trump. Thanks to Shelly, the co-hostess with the mostest over there. Talking trash and truths and looking fine. All right, here we go. Trump has pledged that in his do I need to read this, or will he just say it?
He'll say it.
He'll say it. Okay, good.
Another big opportunity is in
You guys hear it?
transportation. Dozens of major companies in the United States and China are racing to develop vertical takeoff and landing vehicles for families and individuals. Just
Flying cars.
States led the automotive revolution in the last century. I want to ensure that America, not China, leads this revolution in air mobility. These breakthroughs can transform commerce, bring a giant infusion of wealth into rural America, and connect families in our country in new ways. So U.S.-based car makers and manufacturers will also be rewarded with expanded research and development tax credits, very substantial, where they will be able to write off 100% of their cost of heavy machinery and other equipment necessary to build a plant. Another big opportunity.
So that's what I'm going to start doing. That's going to get my free tax money. Let's get to work on that. Who wants in? Pothead Kenny, T-Rex, Heidi, J-Man.
Hell yeah.
Wolfram,
let's go.
Levy. Let's all start a flying car company. Let's go. All All right, T-Rex, you're going to be in charge of flying trucks. All right, we got another one here. What's this other one?
No
here?
right turns for him.
Breaking news. We got breaking news. Uh-oh. What happened here? Did Benny get in trouble?
Oh, just if you want to pull up that tweet, he went to a Kamala Harris rally to cover it, and there was about only 150 people there.
Oh, I thought he got escorted out.
He did. He did. He didn't talk to anybody. He didn't touch anybody. He didn't bother anybody. But apparently he was threatening. And she had the police escort him out.
I just want them outside the event, not letting them.
Let's go outside, please. So what's going on, officer? They want you to leave. Why? Doesn't matter why. They've asked you to leave.
What were we doing?
I don't know, sir. They just came and got me and asked me to escort you guys out.
I'm sure invited to this event, so.
And they told me, they came and got me and said that you guys were uninvited at this point and wanted you all to leave. I don't know why. I can't answer any more questions, but she's going to try to find out.
Okay. I think we all know why.
You guys were recording. Did they say you couldn't record?
Well, we have a cell phone. Everyone's recording with a cell phone.
I don't know.
Yeah.
How do you like that?
Hilarious. Let's all do that. They have the truth. They're just pissing them off because they know. They know. I mean, Benny just spoke at a Trump rally. So they're like, get out of here.
Benny just rode a garbage truck with Vivek.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he totally did. He was hanging on the back like Vivek was, wearing their little green vests.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
All right, let's check out some of these cool camping things, man. We'll only do a little bit of this. I'll save this. We'll do some bits and pieces because it's a long video. But these things are so cool. There's so much cool stuff that's coming around out there. I think some of these things are either in development or already out there. But let's take a look.
Until you
Happy
want
Day
to
of the
relax
Dead.
on your living room couch, of course.
Yeah.
But what if you could do that in the wild forest? Sounds like a dream? Well, today's innovative camping gear will change your mind. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell button to add 100 points to your survival game. Huh? Let's go. Do you plan to have a picnic in the Gobi Desert? Don't forget to take the AirMate Mac 509. It'll reduce the heat from 93 degrees Fahrenheit to 77 degrees Fahrenheit in less than 3 minutes.
That's pretty cool.
Are you dreaming of RV camping, but you only own a bike? Don't worry. Attach a wide path
Look at
camper
this.
to your steel horse to start an unforgettable camping adventure.
I mean, just people that come up with these things. I mean, it's like, man, that's so cool. So many people like to bike and bike long distances. They can take that and just camp on the side of the road or something. Very cool. I mean, you can even give this out to homeless people. There you go.
This exoskeleton is designed with a powerful engine, providing 800
Look at
watt
this.
output.
Look at
Put it
this.
on, and even climbing Everest will feel like a pleasant walk
Look
in the
at
park.
this. Oh,
What?
yeah, look at this. Bionic legs.
How about recreating?
Hold on. We gotta
What
watch
the
that.
hell?
Yeah, I don't even know about that. That's something different. All right. All right, watch this. You strap this on,
I
right?
bet.
Yep. You can look at that. You just put it on.
The powerful engine, providing 800 watt output.
See, and it hooks to your legs and gives you like bionic legs.
Put it on, and even climbing Everest will
that'd be
feel
so
like a
cool.
pleasant walk in the park. How
Good
about
bionic
recreating the iconic bath scene from The Witcher? With the Jukla hot tub, any beach will become your own
Yeah, the $1 Million
relaxation
Man.
room. How does it feel to sleep on a cloud? Find out with this waterproof shelter, which you can install just like a hammock.
If you need it, you have it.
If you plan to go on an adventure with a friend, this air station is your ideal option. It takes only 5 minutes to unfold it and begin enjoying nature
Look at that.
with comfort.
See, all kinds of cool stuff.
Even an exciting camping trip can be
Call it
ruined if you
cool
don't have a
stuff.
place to go
Cool
when nature
things.
calls.
Damn it.
It's better to plan ahead and buy this eco-friendly companion.
Good night, Dana.
And
Thanks for
where will
being
you wash
here.
your
We'll see you
hands
soon.
after doing
I'm
your
back for
business?
election night
This
now.
fantastic portable sink with
Come back
1.32
to-
gallon water capacity is at
Soon.
your
Come back soon.
service.
Dana.
Oh, night,
How
honey.
can you cook tasty popcorn
Have a
deep
good
in the
rest
woods?
of your weekend.
Too much work for the
You
NFL.
just need this portable
Yeah,
microwave.
tomorrow.
Due to its 19.8
Yeah,
pound
okay.
weight, you can literally take it anywhere. Imagine coming back to camp and enjoying a hot shower after a long hike. Well, with the Outback Shower, you can do just
Outback
that.
Shower,
It's 2
guys.
hours of runtime on a single charge will ensure plenty of showers for your whole camping adventure.
Oh, wait, because they're blurred out. You say because they're blurred out at the bottom, DB? You think that's what it is? They look cool though. They're good ideas. I'm sure a lot of them work. But yeah, I noticed that some of them are blurred out, like right in the start, like down here. Like, hold on, can you see my mouse? They're blurred out, like right here, something like that. I don't know. I just found it. I think these things look neat. I'd like a lot of them.
This
Like
is
a
even
lot
better
of
than
them.
Harry Potter's magic wand. Wind pole is an excellent camping gadget that provides air to simplify making a fire and cleaning a grill.
Look at that. The wind pole.
Volkswagen minivans such as the T1 and T2 have long been associated with camping trips. But if you prefer something more modern, the new California bus is your perfect choice.
California bus.
It's always
Jeez, that
so
makes
sad
sense,
when
right?
your beer gets warm, but with the Anchor Everfrost portable cooler, that won't be a problem anymore.
Everfrost.
It can reduce the
Anchor, they
temperature
make
from
my
77
chargers.
degrees Fahrenheit to 32
That's
degrees Fahrenheit in less than 30 minutes. What would happen if you
Oh,
combine a
yes.
Swiss knife with a lantern? You get a device that can transform into a fan, an air pump, a power bank, a mosquito trap, and even a portable speaker. Do you still think you need
Hey, you
more
from
gadgets?
dance?
My car is my fortress. That's what you'll proudly say after installing this durable rooftop
Look at
tent
that.
with an incredible 360-degree panoramic view.
I've had things like that before. But this
An
is- that was
average
pretty
person
cool.
can survive only 3 days without water. Fortunately,
this
with
time.
Life Straw, you can drink from
These
any
life
lake
straws have been around for a while.
or river. It's
But I mean,
filtered-
that first drink would be tough, right? Go to some swamp and be like, I'd have to be very thirsty to try out the life straw. But the life straws have been around for a little while. This might be an advanced.
That's a
version.
leap of
removes
faith.
99.9% of all bacteria, ensuring you won't spend the rest of your day on a portable toilet.
That's good. Toilet insurance.
Do you have so much camping gear you don't know how to carry it all? Just put all your gadgets inside this electric utility wagon. Its powerful engine allows you to carry nearly 132 pounds effortlessly.
Look at that.
We all hate it when smoke
In
gets in
other
our
words,
eyes
your
and makes
children.
us
Just
smell
pile
like
them
smoked
in.
sausage. It's
Why'd
time
they
to
use that? Why did they use that clip? Hold on. That's from American Psycho, isn't it?
We all hate
That is.
it when smoke gets in our eyes and makes us smell like smoked sausage. It's time to use this astonishing gadget with a dual air system that burns up smoke before it leaves the fire pit.
There you go. T-Rex. Look at this.
What about a piece of tasty pizza after a tiring hike? Pi Prime is a great device for making this delicious food in less than 2 minutes in the wilderness. With Freestyle 2nd Gen, you can enjoy your favorite movies on a big screen even while exploring the deepest woods.
That's
By the way,
cool.
which film
Yes.
would you like to watch under the starry sky? Is your vehicle already crammed with equipment, but you still need some free space? With these hitch racks, you can carry an additional 500
One
pounds.
luggage.
Do you still need even more space? What about this swinging model that can withstand an impressive 10,000 pounds?
Is that right there? Like that little blur spot? Is that what you mean by GoFundMe?
Notes. Setting up a tent in windy weather can be a real challenge for your nerves. But you can always opt for this solely air canopy, which will
Yeah,
automatically
right?
turn
Makes
into
you wanna
your
get out there in
shade
the
oasis
great
in less than
wilderness.
2 minutes.
Don't forget your beer
How
gun.
can a device weighing only 1.2 ounces and measuring 1.02 by 2.95 inches become a game changer for any camper? Zero Pump is the answer. It can inflate or deflate your sleeping mattress in less than 60 seconds.
Oh, damn.
The Muzen speaker is your ideal camping companion. Its battery ensures up to 8 hours of playtime, while the built-in
Now, see-
flashlight illuminates your way even in the
Flashlight.
darkest
You
canyons.
You really need to listen to stuff like that when you go out in the wilderness, man. I mean, you want to cut the noise out and listen to nature.
It's always pleasant to hike the mountains while listening to your favorite tunes, isn't it? With this portable speaker, you can enjoy music for nearly 10 hours without charging. Let's hike, baby! What do you need for comfortable camping? A pump, a power bank, mosquito repellent, a flashlight, and maybe even a coffee grinder. That's
Maybe.
exactly what this tiny but useful transformer includes.
Look at that. Just in time for Christmas.
It would be nice to meet a barista in the mountains.
Hold on,
wouldn't
hold on. Are they going surfing in the woods?
it? Transformer includes.
I hope you're near
It
a
would be-
beach. Yeah. Well, there's some sand there, so maybe the beach is right
I
over
saw a
there.
lake.
Be nice to meet a barista in the mountains, wouldn't it? But until that
You said
happens, you
mountains.
can always enjoy espresso made by
There's
this
mountains.
hand-powered
There's lakes
Wakako
in the
Mini
mountains.
Presso GR2.
The surfboard.
Mountain Nano is a dream device for any coffee lover. Wait 3 minutes while it makes your favorite drink, and voila, you can sip your espresso while enjoying the beautiful mountain view. Imagine your friends'
Maybe
amazement
they
when
went
you
river
pull this
surfing.
15-pound inflatable kayak out of your backpack. If you get a 2-person model, you can even take one of your buddies with you. If you enjoy building Lego sets and camping, check out this awesome canoe. Set it up in less than 7 minutes, and you're ready for your exciting water adventures.
That does not
This
look
tiny
stable
device
to
will
me.
inform you about any temperature or humidity changes while you're
Obi.
hiking. Simply connect your mobile phone and check out all the data. Setting up a tent requires a lot of time, unless you have a 3-second tent. Its advanced self-locking
Boom.
mechanism allows you to install your shelter within a couple of seconds.
I mean, come on. How
That's-
hard is it to do the ones that you just turn it and it
Aeroboat
just
offers a
keeps-
great way to have
Oh,
fun on the
I
water
can't.
while
3
ensuring
seconds,
your
though.
safety due to its spacious
are
and
so
sturdy
easy.
design. It's certainly
that.
even more exciting than resting in a hammock.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Wherever you go, you can enjoy warm food if you carry this portable cooking system. Designed with 2 burners, it's perfect for cooking meals while staying outdoors. Tough camping challenges require sturdy furniture.
I bet
This
you
Pico's
can't
table
fish
is
out when
compatible
it
with
isn't
different
a boat.
accessories, making it an irreplaceable item
Yep,
for
permanent
outdoor
vacation.
adventures. And now
Oh,
it's
I love
time to
that.
have some fun. Whether you prefer badminton or table tennis, the Outside Inside Company has ideal sets for you. Are you tired of those sleeping bags that make you feel like a caterpillar in a cocoon? You'll sleep like a happy baby inside this extra comfortable mattress with a foldable headrest.
Oh, damn.
This astonishing lamp can rise from 4 to 12 feet, providing 6,000 lumens of bright light. I wonder if aliens will finally notice us if I turn this thing on.
Venom.
Finally, each camper can buy their own companion cube. In addition to its portable design, this device powers up mobile phones and generates light for more than 100 hours on a single charge. Some people say that a perfect camping chair doesn't exist. What about this piece of outdoor furniture, complete with a mosquito net, foldable canopy, and cooler? Shut up and take my money!
Take my money.
If someone says there's nothing useful you can make out of old cardboard boxes,
With that net
just
up,
show
people
them
won't
this
come near
invention. Carbodigrami is a cheap but efficient shelter that may help you survive natural disasters or have an unforgettable camping experience. This foldable cube isn't just great for cooking in the wilderness. It can also charge your phone by converting heat into electricity. Can you believe that setting up a tent can be as easy as inflating a camping mattress? Attach an air pump to this aero tent, and your shelter will be ready in a few minutes.
Looks like a bouncy house.
Have you ever tried
Right?
sleeping while traveling
Couple
by
more
water?
minutes, and then we're
Well,
gonna-
because of the
couple
Bahau
more of
Cabin,
these.
you don't
We're
have
gonna
to go on a
the funny
cruise to
videos
have
coming
this
up next.
experience. This
Time to
tent can
laugh.
be installed on a vehicle,
Guys, we're
ground,
amazed
or
by this
paddleboard.
stuff.
The cabin is
I'm gonna-
9.8 feet long and
Completely
34
amazed.
inches wide. Ideal dimensions for a single adventurer.
A lot of camping stuff, a lot of life, a lot
Taking
of cool
a big
things.
barbecue grill on a camping
Oh,
trip
look
is
at that steak.
inconvenient. Luckily, you can always opt for a
Look at
foldable caveman grill.
T-Rex, there you go.
Weight of 6 pounds and a compact design. It'll easily fit
Look at
in
that.
any backpack.
I'm hungry now.
Hopping in the car after camping isn't always the best idea. If you
All right.
stink like Mr. Grinch, you might want to take a quick shower.
They come up with that
This
stuff.
portable device is just what you need to deal with your smelly problem.
Yep. Stop smelling. All right. We're gonna stop it right there. And that's where we'll pick it up next time we take a look at these cool things, camping things. But of course, I'll have more cool things for you next week as we look at more awesome places and awesome things. I also want to look at like awesome places, cool things, like places to, that are at places, right? Like we looked at the Washington Monument. And I did have a really cool clip of, hold on, I did have one clip I want to show you guys. One more. And it's just like, it's really quick. Where is it? Okay. I saw this is other cool things I like to look at too. Like we looked at the Trump Force One versus Air Force One last week. That was cool. I want to make sure I mix it up and it's just not all tech stuff. But where is it? Did I lose it? Oh, here we go. Okay, Also cool things like you know, what would it look like to go around the earth once at the speed of light? That's the kind of things I'm talking about. Let's check that out.
Oh.
What do you guys think it'll look like? It's a little bit of a dated video, but check this out. What do you think it would look like? Maybe this, or maybe this, or maybe this? Not even close. I'm gonna turn that down just in case. Ready? Okay, and you're back. That's what it looked like. 8 frames to get across.
Oh my God.
And you're back. Ready?
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I don't know how they figured this out, but it's really cool. I guess this is
very cool. Right? It also shows me just how inconsequential we are.
Yep.
Because most of that was water.
Here's the speed of sound, right? This is the speed of sound, really?
Yeah, sound takes forever.
Not fun. The screen as loud as you can. And I guess this is the speed of sound.
I guess the speed is
light very fast. Yes. Interesting, huh? I know, it's like things you don't think about, but you always wanted to know. Like, oh yeah, it would be cool to know that. Those are cool things too. Light speed.
Jesus.
All right, yeah, real quick. Hopefully that was my copyrighted music. I doubt it.
That was very interesting.
Wasn't it? There you have it. Cool things, y'all. Cool things. But you know what? It is, let's see. Make sure I get this right.
Headbanging time?
All right.
Beautiful.
There's so many funny videos to start out with this week, but this one has to be. I don't know whether to play the best one first or the best one last, but I think we're gonna open up with this one because it's so damn good. Now, like I told Shelly last night when I showed it to her, you're gonna start off thinking like, "What the?" Right? The comedy comes. Trust me on this one. This one should be called "Wait for It." Right? It should be called "Wait for It" because you're not gonna believe. This new political ad put out by Seed the Vote, Kamala Harris supporters, right? They put this ad out telling everybody what the future is going to be like if they don't vote right. So check it out. I think I probably want to. We're gonna go down the corner for this one. Maybe they need the full effect. Here we go, guys. A dire warning from the future. This is what's going to happen, 100% if Trump gets elected.
We weren't always like this. We had a beautiful life. The best parties. The most beautiful friends. We thought it was just another election. So a lot of us didn't vote. Why bother? Everyone knew the system was rigged.
How high is that girl?
Many of us even voted for them. I know it sounds crazy now, but we didn't like Democrats back then. We were angry about the vaccine mandates and how they handled the war in Gaza and the way they wanted to censor free speech on the internet.
They want unquestioned obedience.
So what did we end up doing? We voted for the guys who openly said they wanted to imprison dissenters and use the military against their political opponents. So yeah, you were wrong on that. Big time. When Trump got sick and died, Vance was 39 years old when he became president. 30 years later, he's still president today. And with the Supreme Court on his side, they gave him dictatorial powers. They took away women's
Kind of looks
reproductive
like Ted
rights,
Cruz.
outlawed contraception, and removed the minimum wage. Then we had repression of dissent, AI surveillance of everything we did or said on a level we couldn't imagine. The government under Vance, Peter Thiel, and Elon Musk set up concentration camps for illegal immigrants.
Everybody in.
Then legal immigrants, then even homeless people. They finally admitted climate change was real, but it was too late. Florida sank into the Gulf and the West burned, and cities across the country became uninsurable, then uninhabitable. Musk and Thiel poured all of our resources into artificial intelligence, so they and their friends
could
become immortal.
Immortality. No.
I don't know what happened to
now
them,
he's Asian.
but I know what happened to us.
Done.
I can't.
So these are the idiots that made it, evidently. These are the idiots that made it. And yeah. So right? Florida can just sink, laugh out. Yeah, just sunk in there. Look at all the home and this one time at band camp, right? I know, hilarious stuff. And you know, somebody's gonna watch this and believe it, right? That's the sad part. But if you go back through this thing, it's so funny. Like, okay, first of all,
she's high as hell.
The best parties, man. I was so high with my beautiful friends. There's my 2 cucked boyfriends. And yeah, man, I'm so high. And then look at this. Like, there they are. Yeah, we got elected. Yeah. Because, okay, first of all, they're complaining about AI, but the whole thing is AI. That's the funniest part. Right?
Literally.
Well, we were mad because, you know, they gave us these vaccines and we didn't like the Democrats and they're going to censor the hell out of us. But we should have gone for the bad vaccines and the censorship because it was even worse. And then they try to say, yeah, openly said they want to imprison dissenters. Nobody's ever said that.
Nope.
No one's ever said that at all.
Nope.
But the funny part,
not on our side anyway.
Right. So yeah, we were wrong on that one. We were wrong about that. She's big time, guys, big time, skibbity. Right. So then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, Trump gets sick. He gets sick and dies. Right. Out of nowhere, just out of nowhere. This is the future, guys. This is what I know. It's like what
a
the
ball
world
sack
happened to him. Like what the hell happened to him? There's no. That's not a neck. It's a, you know. But anyways, and then all of a sudden, Vance goes from like clean cut, wholesome Vance, right? And he's just like, you know, laid back, wholesome, easygoing Vance, right? It turns into like freaking 30 years later, power corrupt. Still in
charge. Looks like a televangelist.
Look at his fingers. Like he's got 2 thumbs. His thumbs, one of his fingers turns into a thumb.
He's pointing his middle finger.
Right? He's like, yeah.
It looks like a little
It's
penis.
the way we do it in the future. Dictator fingers, right? And he's pointing and he's like, yeah, more tyranny.
Oh my God.
Look at this. It's even worse. This must be the lead up. Like,
oh, he looks like the tool guy from Home Improvement.
Right. And look at the background. The background's so funny. You have like the images like this and stuff. What does all this stuff mean? It's like CVD, Hung Farm. This is like not even good AI. Like someone, if you're gonna put this out, at least do a little bit better job, right? Poomfar, speaker, Poofaga, right? Look at the crowd. Look at, we're for you. Look at him. He's like, yeah. Then we're gonna do this and
I
that.
can hear what he's saying already.
Right?
He's one of those commercials. Do you want to cut costs on your home insurance? And you call me, like that kind of guy.
Who's making this sign at home? We the people dissent. We the people dissent. Look, I got my sign. Do you like it? Our bodies.
They dissent.
Our bodies.
Yeah. I wish they were decent.
Life
That'd
is
be
a
nice.
lie. You can do not care if people die. All right. Minimum wage scrapped. That's the end of life right there.
Is that supposed to be Elon?
That's Elon. Don't you recognize him? Let's do the
No,
implants
he looks like a TV dad.
fundamentally change him, right? It's so funny, right? It's just so funny. Let's see, where was I at? Yeah, man, it's like wokesters making this stuff. The anti-universe, right? There's no more raves after she was able to delete her hookup babes. Oh, how sad.
AI
Right?
has him looking like John Ritter there.
That is, may I have a BS joke? My favorite part is when Eli invents immortality. His eyes get super blue for no reason. Trump dying, the Democrat wet dream. It is, Lex. It is. It is. It is. Now I'll create more jobs for you. No, it's supposed to be a rushing winning. Oh, it's not. That's AI gibberish. This is the establishment's wet dream. Yeah, well, yeah. I actually tweeted this to Elon, going, "Oh my God, they found out! Run! They found out the plan. Run!" Invented by woke artificial intelligence, right? It's not English, it's Russian. That's not Russian, dude. When I get into a language debate, like I did with Shizzy when he thought that language was written upside down, he just didn't know what language he was looking at. It's like, let me pull it up on screen for you. So she couldn't handle my yeah, look at this. Okay, so yeah, as you go along, where's the police? They're squashing dissent here. This isn't because people are doing the wrong thing. Whatever, it's the future. We all know it's crazy.
All those policemen had really nice butts. That's how I know it's fake. You don't see one fat cop there. Do you see one fat cop? Nope. And trust me, cops are fat.
It's when you start to look in the background that you really see like how messed up things really are in the future.
I'm waiting to see like Lincoln in the background of one because they're gonna.
This is hilarious because this is like, okay, supposedly Elon, because he's like with he's with the team now. X is now going to take over because X, is just the ultimate technology in AI technology. X is just, literally you can't even get your fucking tweet seen hardly, but it's like, but it's going to take over, right? It's going to take over, and it's going to.
Well, because they're going to put Neuralinks in all our heads.
Well, yeah, as the white guy from Kamala said last week, that was that's the plan, right? Because it's so practical too. I mean, those things are cheap, they're easy to get in, and people can just line up and get them basically overnight. No, it's not a very invasive surgery. It's just brain surgery. So it's nothing wrong with that. But look at this.
Skull.
The giant axes are so funny. And if you look how people are like, and it's always, why is it always Asian people that are all entrenched by the X mind control system? If you look around, it's always Asian.
All the people it makes them all look Asian, including Elon Musk.
But look at why are they holding X's in their hand? Like, I wonder what the prompt was that they used for this. The X's are everywhere, right? Everyone's like, yes, my glowing X will do so much in the future. It'll be amazing, right?
That guy's got a lazy eye. Jesus.
You gotta hold on to it when you use your X thing, so it's you get your nice X mask on, right? Or it grids your face out. Now this looks like a lot of fun, right?
Apparently it didn't like that person.
Are you online again? No, I can tell you're online. No, I'm not. Look at the zombie look, man. Looks like a beautiful future. I mean, I'm kind of digging it, right?
Don't they look happy?
Yeah, they look happy, don't they?
Everybody looks so thrilled.
They're gonna get so tired of winning. You're gonna say no more winning, sir. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, and here comes the evolution advance. Now, if you look in the background here, some of these things will just get by you if you don't stop and take a look. Right. This is a very important thing in the future. We're gonna need claymations. Life-size, oversized claymations of people, because that will get the point across.
Oh my God, what is that on our flag?
That's, I guess, according to T-Rex, it's Russian.
Is that an alphabet?
I don't know.
We're gonna have hieroglyphics on the flag.
Peaceful protests, right? Pikachu's. It's my mini Pikachu's. Is what it is. Yeah, man. It's like, look at the future. Look at Vance. Oh my goodness. He gains weight. He gets mean. He says mean things now because now he's got the power. Yes, more power, more power. He shouts, he gets mad. Yeah, see how the mountains are evolving in the background. And then Peter Thiel suddenly appears. Now, where's Peter Thiel been for the last 10 years? Where's Peter Thiel been? I mean, last time I remember, he spoke at the 2016 and not on Republican convention, right? When suddenly he's in the picture, like, and then of course there's a giant eyeball behind him looking in, right? Because that's what you do. Hidden messages in the background gives the creator away. There you go. Vance almost looks like Orson Welles there. Yeah, he does. Orson Welles, or I don't know, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get
He
you.
looks like the guy from Tool Time.
But where did Peter Thiel suddenly come from? Is he like hiding in the shadows? This is the guy who PayPal, right? Peter Thiel. And he gave Elon his start or whatever. So now now Peter Thiel's back in the picture. All we need to do is for Trump to die, and then Peter Thiel is going to come slithering on in. He's probably the mastermind, right? I'm just wondering, the people who made this, like, why they suddenly got a hard on for Peter Thiel. Who else can we use here? We need somebody else, not for Vivek Ramaswamy, right? They didn't use him. He's nowhere to be seen because they're racist. Right? I mean, who else? They could have where's Tucker Carlson? They could have put him in here, and no Tulsi Gabbard, no JFK Jr. I mean, Peter Thiel. This is who they went. They went with Peter Thiel. All right, so there you go. Now Elon, of course, he's never going to relinquish power now that he has it. He's got his giant.
What is wrong with his eyebrows? They start like in the middle of his eye.
It's important. Look, but see, these eyeballs here in the background are all part of it, right? We're watching you. We're watching you. Like, look at his chin. There you go. You loving his chin? All right, so then we're on to this is the concentration camps for illegals. So look, and I mean, come on, look at how many illegals are in the country. They're literally telling you how many illegals are in the country here, and I guess they all seem to be from.
And they're putting them all in the desert. Okay.
Yep, they're all in the desert. Look at that never-ending line, dude. I mean, no wonder they had to put them in somewhere. They had to put them somewhere. Look at all the people. Look at all of them. Some are going this way, some are going this way. God, imagine being in the back of that line. It was in line for the bathroom. It's like,
I was just gonna say, imagine the bathrooms. Blech.
Bathroom and a shower once a day. All right, that's all we do is wait in line for the bathroom and the shower. Look at these very obedient. Then legal immigrants.
Cop just walk through somebody on the left.
Yeah, so he's just excuse me, sir. Excuse me.
Excuse me, while I morph through you.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
No pushing. Look at his arm disappears for him.
They look like they're a chorus line.
They're like, no one's gonna notice that. No one's gonna notice. All right. But look at it. They're so keep your arms behind your back now. And this is for the legal immigrants, because now
they're very well.
It's not just enough to go after the people that have broken the law and aren't supposed to be here. We're gonna go find the people that are supposed to be here and they obeyed the law, put them in there too. Yeah, but they get the orange jumpsuits and the barbed wire because they're already citizens. All right. Then even the homeless people. Now the homeless people got talk about being homeless, man. They don't get nothing. They're just out there in the middle of the damn desert. Judge Maddie, what's up?
Hey,
Maddie. At the root of the PayPal mafia. Elon, Vivek, and others. JD Vance is their guy. It's gonna be glorious. Yeah, that's what it is. It's the PayPal mafia. Coming to get us. Our flag had 100 stars on it. Yeah. I'm surprised I didn't see Kermit. Well, not yet. We got to the end. Now they're watching us. Yep, Skynet. Yep. MLK Jr. didn't die for this shit.
It's true.
Oh man. Oh, let's see. Who can be knocking at the door? Make sure you subscribe to Judge Maddie's mixtapes. You'll love them. All right. This is like Burning Man, right? Taken literally. Burning Men. Listen, even the homeless, got no
complaints. Look at that
they never
view.
Got homes. They just got lines to wait in. Long
Look,
lines.
They got plenty of fresh air. Gorgeous views. I think they should not complain.
This is what you call voluntary compliance too, because there's absolutely nobody making them stay in this line.
No, but
Get in line.
are those like ropes on the sides, like when you go to the movies?
The movies, yeah. It looks like there's one guard. Okay, y'all don't make me come over there. Stay in your damn line.
You 10,000 people stay behind the belt. Stay behind
Right? Here we come. Here comes the
rope.
What's next? Then they finally admitted climate change is real. Well, I guess we can't hide it anymore. Al Gore was right. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah. We can't hide the raging bonfires here and the desert.
I mean, is that what they're saying climate change is going to do? The earth is going to split open and just spew out just fiery smoke? Because
that's real. Yep. That's what it's coming from them. Yep. And look, this is the funniest part. This is Florida. Florida is burning because DeSantis is a Republican governor, right? And he won't let Mickey Mouse groom your kids anymore.
Everything's on fire.
But the funniest part here is
headed toward it.
These people are walking through water, right? But for some reason, they're in the middle of this tarp, and nobody knows why. Like, what are they doing here? Like, look at this. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Just step outside of the damn tarp. You don't need to be walking in it. There's like two guards. Like, these are the border patrol, I guess. I don't know what they're doing. This guy's got a uniform on. My pants is wet, man. Get my pants wet. So the West burned, of course, because no one put out the damn fires because of climate change.
Well, because they forgot to rake.
Right.
That's an inside joke, guys. Sorry, but I had to.
No, there is.
It was somebody burning their garbage.
Right.
That's how it all started.
Yep. So it started in Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm. I wonder where.
Why didn't you just call the trash man? We should have called the trash man. I told you. All right. Well, first the cities became uninsurable, then uninhabitable. So make sure that you follow the pattern. When cities become uninsurable, you know uninhabitable is next. It's next.
Priorities. Worry about the insurance.
Well, yeah.
First.
How are we going to insure these cities? Peter Thiel stopped us from insuring cities. There is Peter Thiel. He's a general now. He's a 2-star general. Peter Thiel is now old and a 2-star. He's joined the military and made it up to 2-star general. Right?
Wow.
Musk and Thiel poured all of our resources into artificial intelligence like a freaking addiction. Like an addiction. T-Rex truck anymore. It's $5 super chat. Thank you so much, my friend. Just remember, the West is not only uninhabitable, it's much worse. It's uninsurable. That's right, uninsurable. Yeah, how are we going to insure it when it's when it's a mess like this?
How are we supposed to do business? This isn't personal. It's just business.
Again, Peter Thiel. Who are these people living on Mars?
I don't get the emphasis on him. It's a weird choice.
Right. And then, okay, there's all the young Aryan youth here in their military schools learning AI on their, look at this. I mean, it's like, yes.
On their Stark
Here
screens.
are the penis suppressors in their AI training to become up little Elons everywhere. Probably all his kids. It's probably it's like, this is my kids to now get the AI. Yeah. Right. Okay, right. Yeah, there he is. He's learning. AI. They dumped all our money into it. It's just to brainwash the Asians, evidently. Because then there again, it's always the Asians that are staring.
Always with the X.
X.
Why is the whole phone covered in X and there's nothing else on it?
Right? Well, it's because it's beaming shit into their eyes. And like, look at this X coming
right
off the
into
screen.
their brain.
I think the X kind of flies up and it's like a little helper, like a little like Miss Minutes.
I get it now. Thank you for that reference.
They're really helping. Yeah, they really got to convince a lot of people with this ad. The background is like a movie theater. It's like so happy. They're simply telling us they've passed their they've lost their damn marbles. Star Force, yes, indeed.
A lot of these remind me of that
Ender's
movie,
Game.
The Cell, with Vincent D'Onofrio.
This is the great part. This is where Elon's like, oh, feels so good to be immortal. Yes.
In which he changes nationality about 4 times by the time they put him up.
He's like, yes, all of your minds are going into mine. Stare into the X, stare into the X. He's like, I can feel the power. They're like, you okay, sir?
Look at the eyebrows go down.
You need another painkiller? Would you like a pillow?
I need
and then he's like, yes, total control.
I am Elon, god of technology.
Oh, look at all these are all the people that are at the rave. Like, well, we wish we were back at the rave.
Some old ass
This is
people.
good. We can just check out. Yeah,
Looks like Hobo.
there you go. Cotton Bro Studios. Caleb Cook, Unsplash. Stock footage, AI video and images like Kling AI, Mini Max, and Stable Diffusion. No shit.
So you know to never use those.
11 Labs. Everybody's got an account there now. How do we fund the future? Fund the ground game. So yeah, these people are off their fucking rockers. Movement.vote and seedthevote.org. Donate today for more great videos like this one. Yeah, guys. I mean, that's just hilarious. I had to go into full comedy mode.
That made me laugh.
We need to slow it down.
And he shows it to me with the warning. He was like, first you're going to get furious. Just hold on. And then you're going to be like hysterical. I was like, all right.
Just a word of warning. Don't, like, if you go to see Trump, don't throw your phone out. Not a good idea. He doesn't want it. 1, 2, it's just going to get kicked away. Sign my phone, please. No, I don't sign phones. Like, get that guy. Get him.
That guy acted quick though. He was good.
And I would have been great if he like caught it in midair and started juggling it. Like, if he was that good, he would have won an award. But he wasn't that good. Bam.
Imagine if he would have caught it and threw it back and hit the guy.
But that was a good left-footed shot. I hope he made it into the goal.
Could pull the Jackie Chan.
Funny videos.
Throw right back at him.
A little bit different. A little bit different thing. We're going to do the X thing. All right. So this is for all animal lovers. We're on a dog theme tonight. We usually do cats, but we're on a dog theme for sure tonight. Here's a group of vets, groomers, or vets. I think it's dog groomers.
They're technicians.
Whatever. Yeah.
Vet technicians. Yeah. Yes.
They're impersonating all the dogs they see. This is actually pretty good. If you know dogs, you'll love this.
So on point. You go for the muzzle with the Chihuahua always.
Boxers
are so happy. So dramatic. Yeah, catch me. Catch me. The people, yeah, Which that part, that's perfect. Poodles are so frou-frou.
Right? Please.
That's so my Rocky. Absolutely. Those were all so on point. I loved them when I was like, oh my God, they nailed these. Nailed them. The Husky's my favorite though. It's between the Husky and the Pug because they're just so overly dramatic.
So dramatic. Kamala finally released her Project 2025, abolish ICE, open the border, defund the police, release violent offenders, eliminate middle-class tax cuts, ban fracking, end fossil fuels, confiscate guns from legal gun owners, take away the health care plans of hundreds of Americans, taxpayer-funded transition surgeries. That's her 2025 agenda.
It absolutely is.
The Hodge twins are reporting some abuse here. They claim that Kamala tried to jack both of them off in a Circuit City bathroom back in '95. They've been silent this whole time, but 10 days before the election, they felt like they needed to come out and talk about it.
Oh God!
All right, so
That's
this is
old.
real. Evidently.
What the hell?
I'm eating dog food until Kamala is president.
That dog is like, how dare you?
Like, are you kidding me? That's not good for you. Like, this woman's in the
That dog
hospital
is
right
like,
now, by the way.
dude, that's mine. Like,
Right?
who cares if they eat dog food? That's like that chick that said she was going on a hunger strike until the war stopped. Nobody cares. It's not like you're like Gandhi or something that is going to garner all this like publicity. Like, nobody cares. You're on a hunger strike. You literally weigh like 300 pounds. So nobody's going to say no. Like, I can see if you were a 90-pound weakling, then we have to worry for your life. But I mean, when you're bigger, your body eats itself. You got plenty of fuel. And I'm saying that as a thick girl. So like, just your body has plenty of fuel. You could skip a couple meals. You'll be fine. That drives me crazy. I'm going to do this. Good. Do you? Crystal. Hi, honey.
Crystal clear. What's going on? How are you doing?
The dog's like that. It's my food, you dumb
still
bitch.
trying to
Yeah,
get my place
exactly,
together here.
T-Rex. Exactly. All righty. What else you got?
I'm getting my place together. Keep talking.
Okay.
It's just moving very slow here.
Were you planning on bringing up the squirrel or no?
Nope. All I'm going to say is justice for Peanut.
Yes. Darth. Hi, honey. What's up?
I'm literally
That's
holding
what
my
you were
breath
gonna
trying to
say,
move.
but what?
I'm like trying to move the playlist things around. Like I'm trying to move the videos up in order. I'm literally holding my breath, like waiting for it to like snap into place. Like I can feel the tension rising as I'm doing it. I'm like, come on, just move. It's so funny. Sometimes it works good. Sometimes it doesn't. All right.
So about the squirrel thing, I'm just gonna say something real quick. Like that, it's been all over. Everybody knows the story, and yes, I'm outraged or whatever. But somebody posted on Twitter. She was like, "How is this so important to people? Like, how is this what makes people wake up?" And I was so irritated because she was so like higher, like she couldn't see it. I was like, "Come on, you see it, you don't want to admit it." And I responded to her, and I was like, "I think it's the heartlessness. It's seeing like outside forces, the government, no matter who's in charge of them, can go into your home. They're taking things you love. That's what they're doing. It's a in real time attack on the people of America, on their hearts, on their minds. It's psychological, it's emotional." They're like, "But I don't know." She said something about she didn't understand the motive behind it. And I was like, they do it because they can, basically. Like, because they can do it and they can cause real harm. And part of the problem is that's what they want to do. They're outright harming people emotionally. When you go for this sentiment, people pay attention because they're feeling it. Hearing facts and figures and everything else doesn't really hit you in the feels. So it kind of like, it's like water on a duck's back. It kind of like rolls off after a while. But when it's an emotional thing like that, a sentimental thing, you're going to get people's attention and it's going to stay with them because they've all lost something or had something taken from them. And what the government is doing is they're instilling fear in people of taking their stuff away because they're not talking about rights. They're talking about, I'm going to go into your house and take the things you love. I said, and that's a form of mind control because then you're afraid. Are you just going to continue with your day after they do something like that, raid your house? No, it's going to affect you. You're going to feel that invisible eye watching you all the time because now you have a fear that they've created that they can come in and just take stuff you love and just hurt you. And I think that's what people aren't getting, that squirrel thing was a huge exercise.
Yeah.
In control.
That's sad, man. That's really sad.
It was a flex of a muscle to say, look what we could do.
That just
It
made
really
it,
was,
it made it
'cause it was
sad. Like, why would you?
unnecessary.
Yeah, it was totally unnecessary. All right, so we got an announcement here. Seth Dillon has an important announcement for us. We need to listen to. Make sure I got the volume up, and let's go.
Hi, I'm Seth Dillon, CEO of the Babylon Bee. While other fake news organizations like the Washington Post and the LA Times refuse to save democracy, we here at the Babylon Bee are proud to do our part. Today, we've decided to officially endorse communist Kamala Harris for president. Why Kamala? Well, we'd be here all day if I listed all the reasons, but
Take care, man. Thank you for
I'll name
being
a few.
here.
Night, J-Man.
She shot straight to the top because of her intellect. Smart lady. She's the first person in history to win a primary without receiving a single vote. That's
Clever.
impressive. She's a person of color. Indian, I think. She's a phenomenon. She gave Drew Barrymore a hug, an act that symbolized her willingness to wrap her arms around the country and give us all a hug whenever Republicans make us feel sad. She was a popular vice president that over 12 million people hiked hundreds of miles to cross our southern border to vote for her without ID in this election.
What do you mean?
She has a melodic and soothing voice, especially when she laughs. I can listen to her laugh for hours. Most importantly, though,
Night, go ahead.
Donald Trump.
You're not.
Wow.
Why
How
not?
can you put into words the greatness that is Kamala Harris? She reminds us to look forward to what can be, unburdened by what has been. And she understands, perhaps better than anyone else, the significance of the passage of time. She knows, as all wise leaders do, that there is great significance to the passage of time. Each minute that passes takes us from the present into the future. We're only here right now, in this moment, because other moments, like the one that just went by, have passed. What could be more significant than that? We are grateful that when America is on the brink of losing its democracy, the person standing strong against the looming threat of fascism is a woman as accomplished, intelligent, joyful, and non-white as Kamala Harris. And so we join Eminem, Megan Thee Stallion, the Insane Clown Posse, and many other great thought leaders by proudly endorsing Kamala Harris for president.
The Babylon Bee, you know they're serious. Oh.
I used to be a Trump guy.
I love
I
their
was MAGA all the way. But then Kamala started to make a lot of sense.
Under a Harris administration, what would the major changes be, and what would stay the same?
Sure. Well, I mean, I'm obviously not Joe Biden, but also I'm not Donald Trump.
I realized for the first time that Kamala was right. She's not Joe Biden.
Night, Dark.
And she's also not Trump. So I started to pay attention a little more. And the more I listened, the more I liked.
Does the U.S. have no sway over Prime Minister Netanyahu?
The work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
So profound. Kamala will say absolutely nothing, but she will express this nothingness as if it is the most profound thing anyone has ever said. And that, I think, is what it truly means to sound presidential.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
It's time to do what we've been doing, and that time is every day. Wow. But what really sold me on the genius of Kamala is how brilliantly she dodges questions that she doesn't like.
Do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?
So I was raised as a middle-class kid.
Wow. Kamala has a truly astonishing way of expressing herself.
That's on top of everything else
Oh,
that we know and don't
post-election,
know
we'll be
yet.
fighting President
Based on what
2030,
we've
so
just
come
been
on
able
back.
to see, and because we've seen it or not, doesn't mean it hasn't happened.
So come on, guys. Let's all be unburdened by what has been.
Imagine, if you will, a world devoid of common sense. A world in which the nonsensical ramblings of an inarticulate moron are actually convincing. A world in which men vote for Kamala Harris. If you find yourself in such a world, take a moment to look around. You may have just wandered into the Twilight Zone.
Mr. Reagan.
Mr. Reagan. Christians have been saying some pretty negative things about Kamala Harris. But what are real Christians saying?
I'm a spokesperson for Christians for Harris, and I'm here to tell you why the Bible fully supports your vote for Kamala this election. You see, we believe Harris is the perfect candidate for Christians who really want to love their neighbor. Because when your neighbor wants to promote homosexuality in your schools, the most loving thing a Christian can do is say yes. When your neighbor wants to murder their baby in the womb, the most loving thing a Christian can do is say yes. And when your neighbor wants to castrate their children in the name of radical gender ideology, the most loving thing a Christian can do is say yes. And how can I help you with that? You see, as Christians for Kamala, we believe that true Christianity is not black and white words on a page, but the multicolored spectrum of the rainbow. And Kamala is the embodiment of that rainbow. But don't take it from me. Listen to what other super legit Christians are saying.
Our votes are to protect the LGBT community who continually faces marginalization and abuse from those who claim to stand on the moral values of the Christian faith.
One path of Christianity leads you to Christian nationalism, and the other path leads to a Christianity that is inspired by the teachings of Jesus. And that's where you find all of us holding hands with the amazing rainbow and diversity of our humanity.
Goombaya.
Hi, I'm Tim Walz, and Kamala Harris has picked me to be her VP running mate. Now, I know that may confuse some people based on my history, so let me clear a few things up. Yes, it's true. I have no stocks, no bonds. I don't even own a home, which is why I want to move into the White House, so I can stop being homeless. I sleep in my car and use gas station sinks to take whore baths.
Did I get a DUI? Sure, but so did Mike Ditka, which is why I coach high school football. Not only am I a great leader like Ditka, I'm a Democrat, which makes me the perfect candidate since our party is constantly moving goalposts. Also, people are always calling the lady I'm running with a word that rhymes with punt.
Oh, hi there. Time to throw this away. But look, there's no tampon machine in this room to make a switcheroo. So I guess old Tim's going to be free bleeding the rest of the day. You know what? Because of that, that's exactly why you should vote Harris and Walz. Because we're here to protect pussies.
Are you ready for the Kamala rally today?
Honey, I told you, I can't take another day off of work.
Honey, don't you know how serious this is?
I heard glass break. Is everyone safe?
She said she's not coming to the Kamala rally.
Doesn't she know how serious this is?
I'm the breadwinner, which, if you haven't noticed, has gotten a bit more difficult under Biden-Harris. Logan, you're making a scene.
I don't feel seen. You need to go until you can open your eyes up to what you have with me.
You don't deserve him.
What are you guys doing?
Yeah. Keep walking, Buster. White guys for Kamala. It is high time we go on a sex strike until Kamala is elected.
What, no masturbating?
Go plates.
It's a cool bus.
White Guys for Harris has been disbanded after the leading voices in the movement turned out to be secretly racist.
It's always the most over-the-top progressive guy you know, trying to compensate for being extremely racist.
That seems to be the case. Earlier today, after their trip down to the border, a prominent member was hacked, and all DMs were released from their group chat, revealing some disturbing statements.
I want to throw plates at all the Mexicans.
I saw a black person while I was canvassing. I was clutching my mace so hard. I could feel that he wanted to rape me.
Hitler was right about one thing. Those uniforms, baby. Well, maybe two things.
It has also been alleged that they were part of an anti-Semitic hate incident recorded on CCTV earlier this month, where an unidentified man threw plates at a local synagogue.
This is for Palestine!
As a result of the disbanding, the Harris campaign has tried to put together a new coalition. Straight Guys for Harris.
Oh, step on a crack, break your mother's back.
Big superstition is absurd! You need hollow! Whether you want to start praying and don't know where to start, or you want...
Oh my goodness.
So long as we're correct about the parabola peaking at a point lower than the proposed tax rate, which we almost certainly are, revenue should actually increase with the cut.
Even in such a case where we were wrong, we almost certainly would not be cutting past the point of growth maximization.
The question is, will tax cuts sufficiently increase marginal propensity to consume, or will an increase in take-home pay simply result in greater savings, which will fail to generate significant enough stimulus for growth and a subsequent revenue increase?
Mr. President, your anonymous source is here.
Who's this?
It's important we have one at every meeting to give the Democrats an October surprise, remember?
Well, fair is fair. Great to meet you.
Likewise, Mr. President. Thank you.
Anyway, Mr. President, as we were saying, you're correct that growth experience may not be visible if marginal propensity to consume is not.
My favorite thing about Hitler was all the suckers and losers he killed in World War II. If I fought Hitler, which I would never do, I would have won, because I'm much better and stronger than everyone he killed. Maybe we would even have to become best friends because he respected me so much. I sure hope so. Love his work. Very attractive man.
Otherwise, we're
Did anyone hear that?
Hear what?
Nothing, I guess.
As you were saying?
Yes, that's right. As we were saying, if we want any tariff to result in the desired effect properly, we need to make sure that we're targeting specific industries that...
You don't understand. I want the tax cuts to boost economic growth, yes, but the tariffs shouldn't be determined on the basis of growth.
That is understood, Mr. President, but if there isn't any compromise, the economic difficulties brought about by the tariffs could result.
Abe Lincoln, total loser. Won a civil war just to free the South slaves. Terrible negotiator. I would have taken the slaves and made them the North slaves. But Abe stinking doesn't have good business instincts. Maybe that's why he's dead. Died like a dog. Would have shot him myself, frankly. And in fact, if I ever get shot, I might just survive just to flex on him.
Is anyone hearing this?
Hearing what?
Please, could we stop with these interruptions?
You didn't... Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm certain if we're removed from office, we'll have nothing to do with that. The American people know we're being taken advantage of by China.
He has a point.
And I understand that point I do, but you can't underestimate how quickly the mob can shift its anger from a foreign nation and towards an elected official who has order.
I support Israel because it allows me to bomb Muslims, but let there be no mistake. I don't like those Jews. Total losers, always complaining. Can't even build good space lasers. If I was a Jew, frankly, maybe there wouldn't be so many anti-Semites. And the tunnels under New York would have been finished long ago. Are you all right, sir?
How are none of you hearing this? He's just going on about loving Hitler and slavery and hating Jews.
I did not hear any of that.
No, I'm not letting you gaslight me anymore. The world will know what was said here. They have a right. I'll tell everyone about this as soon as possible. In 6 years, 2 weeks before an election. It's true. I was there. Become a member at freedomtunes.com for exclusive cartoons.
That was awesome.
You know, many are saying that you're redefining masculinity.
Oh, well, it's so important to understand as men that women have voices. Women are people. Women need to be loved and heard and listened to.
I brought you your coffee. Ow! Doug, I didn't mean to. He's very sensitive. He doesn't like to be interrupted. Please don't. Doug, I didn't mean to.
Hey, cut it out! Sensitivity is so important. Please look deep inside yourself. Get in touch with your feminine side.
What?
Would you sit back down and do the...
Cut it out! Please stop chasing me. Embrace your feminine side. Get back here! Your toxic masculinity is making people scared. Why must men prove themselves with violence? Can't manhood be defined by understanding, sensitivity, and compassion? And if mercy is not for those who have done wrong, then what meaning does it have?
Maybe you're right.
He's attacking a second gentleman!
No way. You serious?
You know, I said this. There's a time to be silent, or to be respectful.
To tell you how we can make America
For
healthy.
sake, I just can't even. That's all just a bunch of BS.
What?
Make America healthy again? Why are Kennedy and Trump just trying to politicize health?
I think they're doing the opposite, trying to take America's health out of politics and making it about, well, health.
Well, now I'm against good health.
Are you just saying that because you don't like the figureheads that are trying to create real solutions to disastrous problems that would actually benefit you?
No, I just think there's nothing wrong with people's health. Ow! My diabetes hurts. Good thing I'm getting my foot amputated tomorrow to solve that problem.
How many diseases do you have?
14, and it's not even very many.
How are you still alive?
I don't know, but verily, I just think it's terrible that Kennedy's criticizing food companies and the FDA. They're good guys. They're the ones on our side.
They're the ones on our side. Then who's on the other side? Well, there's no one else, is there? Now, look, one key point Kennedy has is about food companies using glyphosate.
Excuse me, I don't know what that is, and I didn't know it's in my food, so it's fine.
Well, it's a weed-killing chemical, otherwise known as Roundup, designed to kill, made by Monsanto.
I love them.
Stockholm Syndrome alert. Anyway, it's sprayed on our food and goes into our bodies, and it's known to be a nasty carcinogen. Yet, most likely through corporate capture, the FDA classifies glyphosate as probably not carcinogenic.
Well, probably not carcinogenic sounds scientific to me, and that's probably why our country probably doesn't have a cancer problem.
It looks like we probably do. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 2 men will get cancer in their lifetimes, and the average life expectancy of Americans has dropped by 2.5 years.
Well, it's just like people dying of really late-term abortions. That's not a bad thing.
And there's a lot more that Kennedy links to food company and pharmaceutical corruption, such as 74% of Americans being overweight.
Lizzo tells me that being fat is just as healthy as being at a healthy weight. Anything else is just fat phobic.
And there's autism. Get this, in the 1980s, 1 in 10,000 children were diagnosed with it, but today it's 1 in 36 children diagnosed with autism.
Yeah, pointing that out as autistic phobic. You shouldn't talk about autistic people like that. They'll get offended.
No, they're actually the one group that doesn't get offended very easily. Kind of emotionally incapable of it.
Well, I'll get offended on their behalf. I'm pro-autism. I'd like to see more of it. Could you imagine 1 in 5?
It's also really alarming that 54% of American children suffer from some kind of chronic illness.
Well, the other 46% of kids just have to be patient. They'll get theirs too.
Huh. So you're just really on the side of big corporations and against anything that's out to make Americans healthy, aren't you?
Yeah, you know, it used to be that it was us liberals preaching the virtues of organic food, regenerative farming, exercising, and warning people about the poisons in our food supply.
What changed?
Well, I don't know. Now I just see things the opposite way.
Do you ever think about why you used to be on the side that was all for health and now you're on the side that's all for the corporations compromising health?
No, not at all. No thought went into it. It was just kind of like an impulse came over me all of a sudden, sometime over the summer. So I think you just got to take your medications, eat whatever you want, trust the government and the big corporations that control it, and then you just hope for the best. What's the worst that could happen?
Like a shortened lifespan that's riddled with mental illness and physical disease.
I already have all those things, and I'm doing, just had a stroke, just fine.
Well, I wish you the best of luck being rooted in your position of standing for the health of corrupt corporations.
Thank you. I think it's a very important position to, left arm is numb to take.
My friends, I'm excited.
Thomas?
That's all we got time for tonight is funny videos. All right, cool. So, wow. We're already up to 3 hours. So I was going to do songs about you tonight, but I think we're kind of ran out of time. But I will play a song by Winsu, my new band. Old songs redone with my new band, who is perfect. Let's see here. What's on the docket for the night, guys? Let's see. Yeah. Trip to Fiji.
Yeah. I'm just saying you're a very LA night right there.
Yeah.
That's how it came out. Very He's very focused, or I lost him, or I'm about to crash. Did you see the way the noise video? What Elon and Trump should do is flex. What? Flex on these little shits by doing some talking point video live stream from the cockpit of one of his rockets. Oh my god, that would be cool actually to get an interview from one of the cockpits. That'd be amazing. I'd like to see the inside of one of those. I have no idea what's going on right now. So I guess I'm just filling space.
Listen to it. We're listening to the song.
We can't hear anything, honey. You're not sharing it.
It's playing in the background. All right. There you go. Thank you guys so much for coming out this evening, man.
Lenny, before you go anywhere, I had to go over to YouTube to hear that because I couldn't hear it in StreamYards. All it sounded like to me was dead air.
I heard it perfectly fine, so I'm not sure what's
that's
going
why
on.
I kept talking. I just want to, because I didn't know it was playing.
Yeah.
But you can't hear it on my end.
I don't know why. It's weird. Oh, you know what? Remember the other night, like T-Rex was in there and he said he kept hearing the song, but we didn't hear it. I don't know. It wasn't playing. I think I was just in his head.
No, but it was just dead air. That's why I was talking. I was like, where did he go? Like,
I was like, yeah. I was like, well, I don't know why she's talking over the song, but I'm not going to make it worse by saying something.
Because I literally couldn't hear it. Nothing. It was just dead silence. I was like, what the hell is he doing? Sorry, guys. That was a little kerfuffle. Freaking StreamYards.
T-Rex loves the Juice Box song. It's his new favorite. Let's see, where's my jam on now?
No, but I apologize. I would never have talked over your song.
I know.
Knowingly.
I figured something was going on. I went and
You
checked.
should have said shut up.
Shut up.
No. Ugh, rude.
See, that works. All right. There we go. Okay, guys, a special treat tonight on the Jam On Out. And I just want to say thank you guys so much for coming this evening, spending another amazing Saturday night with us, man. We had a blast. So much fun. You guys rock. I'm kind of like thinking tomorrow we might take Sunday off. I know it's kind of like, I'm just thinking about it. I have one documentary.
I know why.
Yeah, I got a fork.
That's all right. I could use the rest.
Well, yeah. I think we're going to take tomorrow night off, and because we got a big Tuesday night coming up. But we'll be back Monday night, 8 p.m. Oh, sorry, 7 o'clock p.m. I'm going to move it up an hour. 7 o'clock p.m. Hold on, that's the one. Okay, just look for the time. Unrig the game. I'm trying to move the schedule up a little bit. So I think it's going to be 7 p.m. Unrig the game for part 4 of Big and Tell by J. Michael Waller. It's going to be a quick read that night. We're going to watch a lot of an interview from him, new interview that I got. And then we're going to be ready, kind of make it a short show for Tuesday night because it's going to be a long show. So kind of just doing it that way. And then we're going to bust into part 5 the following week, and that's got a little like 20 chapters, so we got a lot to go through on that one. But anyways, yeah, that's how we're gonna do it. Monday is the last day before all hell breaks loose. Yeah, there you go. Cool. And for a special treat tonight, we're gonna go back to 1985 to Jimmy Herring and his band at the time. This is a song he wrote called Escape from Hollywood. And you can just see how amazing this guy was when he was very, very young. And he's playing it. Let me just make sure I get this right. Let's probably slow everything down. So, this is a clip from a live student concert performance of the song Escape from Hollywood, written by Jimmy Herring, recorded in 1985 at GIT, Michigan, in Hollywood, California. I don't know if GIT, MI. So anyways, the musicians are Jimmy Herring, Todd Barth, Rick Nash, and Steven Gallagher on the drums. The clip was made from an old VHS tape. The VHS video is very grainy, but the audio is mostly intact and sounds pretty damn good. So I thought you guys might enjoy seeing some vintage Jimmy Herring on the way out the door with thank you guys so much for being here, man. If you're here, you're part of the solution. I appreciate. Please remember to set your clocks back. Oh, by the way, yeah, T-Rex sent a $2 super chat, which I missed. Thank you so much for that, T-Rex. Reminding you to set your clocks back an hour tonight, so you'll be all nice and ready. All right, cool. So yeah, we're gonna get out of here. Enjoy the jam on out, guys. Thank you so much for being here, and remember to stay based, get out and vote, get active, share a line in the sand, and come back on Monday night for Unrig the Game. And I'll see you then. And until then, keep on winning.
Mwah. Love you guys.